Oh my goodness, it is Monday. This is a new song we wrote today. Just kidding, it's improvised. What the fuck rhymes with improvise? But it is Monday, the munnest of the days. Yeah, we're sticking with that. Welcome everyone. This is Oh, I just spat on my keyboard. Good start. It is a very
The munnest of the days.
the munnest of the days. Well. What else to say? But we're here to play D&D. The character building question of the day, which is a touching one, because of our dear friend Ben that just happened to have passed, just coincidentally, by a Kraken Smack. It sounds like a strip club, Kraken Smack.
Kraken whacking.
Kraken whacking. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and ask. Let's go in order. Totoma or Toto. Four. What would be an ideal retirement?
I feel for Toto. He would just be like super happy to retire back at the monastery and kind of be like the leader because he looks up to his master and he would just want to be master. Not that he'd be good at it, but that's what he would want to do.
No, that'd be good. After that, we're going over to Luther. What would be an ideal retirement?
Well, after working for the city for a while, I've got used to a fairly comfortable lifestyle, so I'm just looking for a nice little spot to of my own, a little workshop I can just tinker around in and just spend my days doing whatever I want.
A lot of people's dads are like that, yeah.
I personally relate to the characters.
And then we're going over to Gorvik, which we have not had the pleasure of meeting yet. But Gorvik, what would be an ideal retirement for you?
Well, I think leasing about by a riverbank, fishing rod in a creek, falling asleep, eating fish. Yeah, just a simple lifestyle, living off the land.
Wonderful. And then we'll go over to Edouard. Do you prefer Edouard, or do you like Edward? Or do you have a preference? Edouard. Okay, Edouard. Well then, Edouard, what would be an ideal retirement?
Well, after I'm done doing all the adventuring, I like to take it nice and easy, find me a nice tree to climb, and lounge around all day.
Question, what's your thoughts about happiness?
I'm happy when I climb tree. That's pretty much it.
You don't think it would be happiness?
Everyone needs happiness.
Everyone would like happiness.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I was gonna say Men of the Guild, but that is a long time past.
It's my line. It's my line.
So with that, we will move on to the start of the session, where we look back at Gorvik and Edouard sailing on a vessel that is generally used to bring cargo between port cities and stuff like that, but it has been...
I thought you were going to say, like, whale watching. I was like, not again!
Oh, this is interdimensional.
God damn it.
The Kraken smacked me between dimensions. But no, you guys are on a vessel that has been hired by your organization that I'm sure we'll hear about at one point. And that vessel generally is, cargo kind of thing between port towns, but it has led to open sea. And a couple days into it, still, waters where the general commerce is still happening. You guys were boarded by pirates, or they tried to board you. You guys, with your martial skills, were able to fend off the attack, take them out, but your ship was a bit damaged. And you guys were able to keep sailing, but the ship was getting worse and worse. And some of you were getting a bit nervous as to, is this ship gonna sink? Are we gonna be stranded here? A bit of the nerves definitely kicking in. And at one point, close to sunset, sailing, you see the island in the distance. And celebratory, the captain comes to you guys. He's like, "Oh, you saved my vessel. We have to drink some champagne. We have to celebrate. I was gonna save this and have it with my wife when I got back home, but we're gonna have to crack it open and of course the drinks were had. Everybody had a little bit, and moving forward, this island that seemed to be not as far as it necessarily is, you're getting closer and closer. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You're like, wow, this is far. Sun sets, it's night. You're still sailing towards it, and it's still a celebration because you guys didn't know if you'd ever find it. Drinks were passed about, and you get close to it. Cliffs. What are we gonna do with that? Almost like a stone, but it crumbles apart, not really climbable without proper climbing gear that's already been set up, probably set up from the top to come down. It's hard to, stuff like that. And you guys kind of circle about. It takes a few hours, like it's almost sunrise, and you finally do find this little beach. At this beach, you guys, at this point, the memory's even a bit foggy, but you're stumble upon the beach. And the first thing you hear is it sounds like a metal tray hit the ground. And you both wake up from the room that you don't, it's a bit foggy, but you both wake up in this room, and it's almost like a modern hotel room with like two beds. Your stuff is on the ground. And you're like, wow, like that was quite a night. And you can tell you're well rested, so you can tell you probably slept it like through most of the day. What would you guys like to do as you hear a crashing, sounds like a metal tray kind of thing outside your door somewhere?
Eddie!
Yes?
Note to self. Champanga, not on my list. I'm saying the exact same thing as you, Eddie. Champanga. It's not on my list of favorite things to drink. Next time, we stick to whiskey.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I will. I don't drink like you. You drink every day.
It's called celebrating another day of life. You'll learn that when you're getting later in your years.
Sure.
Now, I guess that was our alarm. Time to get at it.
Is this a bunk situation? Is this two beds? Is this
two beds opposite sides of the room? You can tell that it's quite nice in here. There's like a painting, like it's not like a typical inn.
The
like
definition of nice.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of places you've stayed as adventurers, they're a bit, it's like an actual painting, like someone painted it. Like it's not a print that would like.
Because
but it's clean. Other than your stuff, kind of, it looks like it was just dropped.
How big is this room, like footage wise?
I'd say like 20 by 30. Like it's like a big room. There's like a desk in there. Like there's like a big wardrobe. Like it's nice.
Eddie, I don't think we're in an inn. I think we might have broken into someone's house last night. I'm gonna start getting dressed. You check the door.
And I'm just gonna straight up like everybody's seen, just like their dad sitting at the edge of the bed, just like one boot.
God damn.
Just like start getting dressed laborly.
Edouard is in his light armor that doesn't affect your sleeping. Lessons learned. So I'm just gonna how beat up am I from this? Like, how much drinking did I do?
You didn't need
enough
to do
that I'd
a
have
lot.
enough energy to bounce out of bed, feline style.
So from your description, your tolerance is quite low. So you didn't have a whole lot, but just enough to basically like, ooh, too much, and you had like a good sleep. Like, these are nice beds. Like they're not just like straw. Like it's almost like a modern, well, not a modern mattress, but it's very nice. Like top,
Okay.
as good as you could get.
I'm gonna like basically kind of bounce my way out of bed as much as I can in my current state. And I'm gonna like, as I'm walking towards the door, I'm gonna like do the stretches like cats do, and
Yeah.
and then I'm just gonna like kind of look around and be like, okay, maybe I just wiggle this here, and I'm just gonna like turn the doorknob and like creak open and just take a look to see if there's anything like.
So as you slowly push the door, you hear like a slot, like, and you notice that you're pushing the door through what appears to be like baked beans or kind of thing, and you hear a little thud, and a lady go, ah!
Oh, she's on the other side. Okay.
And you just take a quick peek, and you see this lady on all fours, like basically cleaning this like mess on the ground, and she is like in a. It looks almost like a maid's outfit, like not like the sexy maid outfit, but like an actual maid's outfit, and cleaning this, and you appear to have booped her on the head with the door. And she kind of
madame, I am so sorry.
Yes, and just keeps cleaning, and like you can see that there's a tray on the ground.
Can I get out of the room without hitting her again?
Yeah, definitely. Like
okay.
she's backed up since you
okay.
you slightly booped her on the head.
I'm gonna try to help her as like.
Yeah, for sure. You it's very wet. Like it's like she's trying to scoop it up, and she has like a little like satchel kind of thing, scooping it in there to like carry it out. She's not well equipped for this.
Save those beans for later.
But as you look into this open area, you can tell that it's a almost like a grate, like a very large hall. There's rooms all across the side. To one side, there's two like large double doors, like quite large, and it looks almost like an entrance area. To the other side, there's like a single door, which is probably not a room similar to what you're in, but large as well. And then across from you see two doors on one wall, and then on the wall with the large door, one on each side. And you look around, and you can tell there seems to be 6 rooms equal to what you have. There's also 2 sets of stairs going up to what appears to be a balcony. Looking up, you can tell that there's rooms up top as well. So this appears to be almost like a mass, almost like a hotel.
Okay. Like, wow. I'm just gonna kind of like take it in as I'm like. Now I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm just like flopping things in the wrong direction away from where she's cleaning, just as I'm looking around.
Just like a paw going like this, just in the beans.
And then I'm just gonna like, as I'm just try it.
You taste it. It's actually quite good. It tastes almost like fine dining. Close to where the mess is, clearly there's the metal tray. And in this grand hall, there's actually tables. There's like round tables spread about, almost like a wedding kind of thing, like just big round tables. And close to the back where the single large door is, there's a what looks to be a head table, and it's quite long. And there's in the middle a very large seat. I wouldn't say like throne, but it looks like a head table. In that seat, there's actually what appears to be a drow woman, and to each side there's a small chair. On one side, right next to her, there is a man dressed in a similar like a masculine version of the maid outfit that the lady on the ground is cleaning. And at one of the round tables, there's a well-dressed man and a woman in like a leather suit, and the woman in the leather suit appears to be eating from a bowl of beans on a tray, and the man is there's no tray in front of him.
Does he look like a bitch?
What's that?
She nice.
I said, does he look like a bitch?
Is he pale?
He is quite pale. He is a ginger with slick back hair and a goatee.
And is she looking rather sun-kissed?
Sun-kissed and gothic, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I don't know who these people are,
Yeah.
but
Nope.
they seem like they seem interesting.
I'll by this time I assume like since he's cleaning and taking it all and just is it okay before I step out this room?
You hear every bone in your back just go crunch. Just
I hate my old age. It sucks.
Is it
All right, now I'm gonna ask you something there, Eddie. Is this a hotel, or do I have to come out swinging and say this was a mistake? We were drunk. We didn't mean to break into your house. I'm so sorry.
Is like, are you asking me this through the door?
Yeah, I'm not out. I'm just at the door, like waiting for what you tell me.
Like, mind your manners. It appears we are somewhere quite fancy.
This is my manners. This is me being kind. I am asking, hey, do I come out swinging instead of coming out swinging?
No, don't do any swinging here.
All right.
I'm just gonna like, all right, just gonna try to open the door and just start hitting, like, hit into Eddie, and then just go
Move! Get out of the way!
just like, bumping him with the door.
Get out of the way! I'm bigger than you. I can't fit in this crack.
Are we like pretty much done cleaning up at this point?
yeah. The lady just looks at you quickly and she almost like whispers, "Oh, "Thank you," and she walks like briskly
Okay.
to the back behind the head table to the big door, and she pushes it open and like just sneaks in and closes it.
Just one of the last times that he pushes towards me, I'm just gonna push back and be like, "Une minute!" just like, and then get out of the way.
Door close in my face.
You know, fucking Jesus, fucking young people don't have no goddamn.
Come out, see the same thing. Go.
All right, so I didn't see shit last night when we came in. Did you see anything?
I see many rooms, I believe, as you can see. There's some stairs going up there to what looks like a balcony. And you see the table there, people eating, and there's a fancy chair there in the middle. I don't know. I only see what my cat eyes see.
So, what are your guys' passive perception?
Mine is. Move it here. My passive perception is 10.
15. That's what I said.
Cool. So, Edouard, you notice that in the decor, this is actually quite nice. Like the floors are almost marble. Like it's like a shiny floor. There's like a tablecloth on the tables, which is pretty much unheard of in, fantasy medieval kind of settings. But looking around, you notice that on the wall, it's not necessarily decorations, but next to each door, there appears to be like a suit of armor. And with the closer look, it doesn't have any like flaps or anything. It appears to actually have like a face. And it appears to be like almost like a statue made of metal and quite shiny.
Like, it's shiny, and I'm very curious. I'm gonna be like, ooh, fancy. And I'm just gonna like, just not like aggressively touch it, but just like poke at it.
As you poke at it, the head turns and looks at you.
I'm gonna do a cat hiss, like a meow, and I'm just gonna like jump backwards.
And as you jump backwards, almost with the perfect timing, you're like, "Oh, that was scary!" You hear a thud at the door, and you see the door kind of get pushed a little bit, and you see a dwarf dragging a chest into the doorway, and this dwarf is. In terms of dwarves, young, but in terms of other races, probably quite old. But almost like a stubble. You're used to seeing like larger beards and stuff like that, the stereotypical dwarf. But this has like a stubble and like hair not as long, but still braided, kind of still very nice. Thick coat, like full plate armor, but seems like jeweled, like more decorative kind of thing. And dragging a chest inside, and you see the eyes look around like, and the door basically closes right behind him.
Mhm. I'm gonna like, because I'm like 6'5" or something like that. I'm fairly tall, slender and tall. Yeah, that's the Tabaxi way. I'm gonna like kneel down and be like, "C'est bon, hein?"
And he's like, yes, cat person. This is very nice locale.
That's what I say. Very pretty, huh?
Are you?
You look quite shiny. I like what you do there with your armor. Very pretty.
Thank you. Are you part of the staff?
No. I am a guest of sorts, I suppose. I'm gonna point to my room, be like, "Oh, over here."
Cool. So you guys, if anybody wants to keep track, you guys are like the second room in on the left side.
As she's doing all of this, I walked to a table and like instead of sitting properly, I'm just leaning so far into a chair and just like, because again, I drank way too much champagne. Just sitting there, hair all down, and as I'm waiting for food, I just start taking my hair and start putting it into the bun, like putting my bandana, just making myself presentable for the task that I know we have ahead, and waiting for food.
Yeah. So
Fully armored.
No, sounds good.
Clink, 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 clink.
So the dwarf that it recently walked in is gonna be like, well, my uncle should be shortly behind me. I'll try to find us a room. And he just kind of drags his chest, and it appears to be quite heavy. And he seems strong enough. It's just like awkward to kind of lift because he's.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask him. I'll be like, "Do you want a hand?"
If you want to help, sure. Grab a hold.
Okay. I'm just gonna like grab and like awkwardly like lean down to like basically match his like height as to not make him.
Right. So he's like holding like chest height, and you're like waist.
As he lifts it, and I like clock that he's doing something, I just like lean over and go, "Give him a card. Remember why we're here."
I'm just gonna like shush him with my other hand.
So you guys like walk, and you notice that some of the doors have a key just like resting in it, and the room you guys were in, the key, Edward, you notice that the key is gone. So there's probably one of you guys that have a key somewhere, but yeah, you're like, oh, that's probably occupied.
I'll make a note to look for that. A mental note and be like, okay.
Yeah. So he's like, this one looks pretty good. And he goes to like the next room over. Basically there's 3 on one side, the big door, 3 on the other side. So he's taking the last one on the left.
Okay.
And yeah, so he takes the key, opens the door. He's like, I've got it from here. And then at this point you see the door opened again with an older looking dwarf with tight braids on his head, like cornrows, and a big grin. And you can tell when he smiles, has like shiny teeth, like there's gems and stuff, like a funky looking dwarf. And same thing, a set of heavy armor, jeweled as well. But you can tell this one has probably been worn more often. It's a little worn. There's nicks and stuff. I wouldn't say necessarily like torn up or beaten up, but you can tell like it's either just older or more use. But anyways, he's also dragging a chest that's a little bit bigger, and he kind of spots. He's like, nephew, I'll be right there. And he kind of walks across. He kind of takes a quick look. Definitely looks less interested. You can tell probably relatives just from the look of them. And
the fact that he called them nephew and uncle, I mean, yeah, that's also the giveaway.
Yeah, but they do look alike, just like a younger version of the guy that just walked in, and drags the chest across without too much issue. The first dwarf looked around. He was like puppy eyes, like, wow, like very in awe. This guy's probably seen a little bit more of the world, less in awe, and just kind of goes directly there. And he kind of looks at everyone around, and everybody kind of looks around. Nobody's sure what's going on, but the Alfred and Alfred and Athena, which you guys know as players but not in game, are they look a bit casual. Alfred, you know, looks a little bit pissy. The drow lady, kind of leaning back, has a glass of wine and just kind of just looking around, very casual. But anyways, this dwarf walks in and they go to their room, and he thanks you again, and they go in.
Okay. But before they go in, I'll be like, "Oh, no problem, no problem. Any member of the Midnight Crow happy to help. Okay. Bye bye now." And I'm just gonna like make my way over to oh my god, I can't remember your goddamn name.
Gorvik. You can call.
You need to be
Gorvik.
hungover to forget your own name.
I still haven't had food. I'm hungry.
Oh,
as
yes, that's
shit.
right. I'm coming, Gorvik. I'm coming. Calme-toi.
Right.
So,
God's almighty.
So, Totoma and Luther, along with Rabiel, the tiefling musician. I don't want to call him a bard, but the musician that you guys met along the way. Gimbal, the gnome merchant, and his elderly wife, which appears to be just a little bit older than him, but they're both really old. She just seems to have taken it a little bit harder. His wife Freya, along with, you know, the group of you. You guys are walking up, and I described at the end of last session that you guys were following a dwarf, or he got a bit of a lead on you guys as you were walking up this canyon path to get somewhere. You guys walked for a good while. It was definitely not, it's not visible from the shore, but from the outside you see this large building. It seems to be almost made of stone bricks, like large stone bricks. There's a big walkway, very nicely cut, very smooth. The roof is like a tile that seems to be almost like stone as well, like the same material, and a very like flat roof. You don't notice windows, but it's like not a common thing to necessarily have a lot of windows on buildings that are made of stone, if that makes sense. So there might be like slits somewhere, but first glance you don't see windows. But it's a very nicely crafted building, and in your mind you're like, this is definitely the palace we were invited to. And as you guys get closer, you see the dwarf basically walk in and head through. What would you like to do?
Besides the palace, is there anything around, or is it?
Along your trek there, you notice that close to the shore there were like little trees growing from like on the cliffs. There's basically like no greenery other than these trees, and as like the further inland you get, the trees are getting bigger and bigger, and it takes, I'd say, like a couple hours hike, but towards the end they're like massive trees, like BC style, like big trees, and there's like a lot of room between them. You guys haven't really noticed any like wildlife. It's very like void of like, oh, you didn't hear birds singing, or you didn't see a whole lot of, you actually basically didn't see wildlife. And yeah, on your way there you were following tracks. You noticed a couple tracks, like I mentioned that the dwarf was dragging a chest, but still keeping pace with walking, and so you've seen that path. You know that he's ahead of you. At times he's taking a rest. You guys kind of caught up. At the far distance you see him, and he keeps going, so you know you're not alone there. And yeah, that's pretty much describes the journey from the shore to the palace.
Okay. No, I mean, on the way there, nothing much I want to do. Toto's just gonna kind of walk up. He enjoys the hike, so he's just kind of plays around, like jumps around, and might climb a couple trees and jump around here and there. But yeah. He just
when you grab the tree, the bark feels very different to you. It feels very hard, and you can tell that usually when you grab bark, like some chunks flake off, but this is like, you can tell that this tree, similar to BC, they grow very slowly and they're very old, so you can tell that it's a very dense wood. and but they're no issue climbing. Very climbable trees. Like the bark is very grooved, and yeah, you can definitely climb up easy. And you're actually, wow, this would be a great place to live if you love climbing or something like that. Like it's a very big and accepting of monkey people.
I will share this as I'm like climbing up, and Luther is walking away. I'll just be like, "Oh, that tree is nice." And I just kind of like tap it as I'm like, I climbed up, go on a branch, and kind of like hang off of it, and just like kind of tap the wood. And I'm just like, nice. This is premium. This is premium tree.
So as you tap it, it sounds almost hollow. It's like a weird texture.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know a lot about wood?
No, I just climbed them.
Conrad, you had a question?
What song is Reveal singing while they hike?
Rabiel is trying to repair his lute that is heavily water damaged. He played a song in the boat, and he's like, "Oh god, this thing is mangled." Using your lute as a flotation device for when you're stranded at sea, not great for the wood.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, exactly. One thing that you guys also notice on your journey is that you guys walk in a couple hours. There's some elderly people with you. You take a couple 5-minute breaks kind of thing. And every break, Freya kind of like stares into the distance and like kind of starts to wander off. And Gimbal, as much as he loves her, he's like, well, she definitely... I love the lady, but she holds me back at times. She's definitely a handful nowadays. And he's like, Freya, and she like just slowly turns. She's like, there's someone at the door, Gimbal. And he's like, yeah, I'll get it right away. And like, it's it basically has to like rein her in, like herd her to the group, but that's just part of it.
I've been helping walk her, like helping her walk along the whole way. So
That's very nice of you. So yeah, so in front of you there is this mighty palace.
I'll keep swinging my way over. Well, I mean, I'm gonna follow the party, but yeah.
Sounds good. So you guys head there. You guys basically reach the door at the same time, and on the inside, I'll switch over back to Edouard and Gorvik. A man dressed in a chef's uniform basically walks out from the kitchen with a few trays, drops a tray in front of the drow lady, walks to you guys, drops one to Gorvik, and then he's like, oh, I'll be right back, runs in, comes back with another tray. It's like a baked bean with like a fresh bun and like basically like a simple kind of brunch meal for basically what he has available.
I look at Edouard, because we are the same height. We're both 6'5". I thought I would be taller, but we're both 6'5". I'm going to look at him in my just beefy form and just go, now you eat all them beans, because that's some good protein, and I'll tell you now. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. And just start shoveling it in my face.
I'm gonna like kind of be like, okay. Just like not following, like, okay, boomer, whatever you say.
Boomer. So the so the other group, you guys open the door, and as described earlier, this thing is very beautiful, pristine. It's very isolated, so you're very surprised as to how clean it is. But the first thing you notice is this bugbear aggressively shoveling beans into its mouth. Next to him, you see a large cat person.
Are you gonna eat that? And I'm just grab Edouard's beans.
I will 100%. If he gets into my plate, I will try to stab him with a fork. I am telling you right now.
I will roll against that.
Can that be a finesse attack?
Actually, just roll to hit. That would be against AC.
Okay, I'll bring it down without my shield. I know what it is.
The shielded arm reaching for beans.
Would you say just with Dex? Would you say then?
Sure.
Would
Yeah.
you call that a simple weapon?
I'd say it's a finesse weapon. The fork of the elven fork.
Improvised weapon.
But that's a 17 to hit.
Just misses.
So you go to stab, and the arm's like, "Arr!" And anyways, you manage to grab a small fistful of beans, but you realize that the invitation is not there to steal some beans. But other than
As
that,
I'm doing this, I'm just laughing. Like, you have to do better than that, young pup.
so you guys see this happen, and like, what the fuck? You look a little bit further to another round table, and you see Alfred and Athena sitting there. Athena just basically finishing up her meal, wiping her face with a little napkin. Alfred just like leaning, a little grouchy, as you guys have seen him before. The head table, the drow lady with her glass of wine that is now half empty. And I don't know who has a good passive perception, but just looking around, taking all this in, you do notice the statues basically at each doorway.
Toto does not see them at all. He sees food. He's like, "Whoa! Oh, there's food!" And I'll just kind of like walk towards like the table. I'm like, "Can I order some?" And it's just like,
Towards their table?
yeah. I mean, is there more than one table, or is it?
Yeah,
just
there's several. There's like 8 big round tables that could fit multiple people.
Okay. And is there like more people at other tables, or is it just that one?
There's Alfred and Athena at another one, and then there's people at the head table, and that is it.
Okay. Well, thinking that they're the first table that I see, I'll just kind of go over to see what the food looks like.
Yeah, as you walk over, you guys see this. Well, you can actually describe yourself there if you like, Toto.
Well, you see, he's not like he's a little bit over 5 feet. He's not super tall, but just this person that looks like a human, but a little more hairy than kind of like Gorvik, but smaller.
And
lean and skinny and just kind of. What were we gonna say?
I was just gonna say, you look at the plates and you see that it was like a fancy, like, not spice, but there's like, seasonings in these baked beans, and like the bun, like pretty much still steaming. Like you can tell that it's.
Oh, I'm eating slowly. I'm like enjoying my meal and like going nice and easy compared to Gorvik. So I'm just going at it slowly.
Yeah. You guys notice that Gimbal and Freya kind of look around, and they kind of head to the right side, and they're like, "Oh, this place is so nice. We're probably gonna go for a nap now," and they kind of just go into they grab the key from a room and head in.
I'll just kind of make my way to their table, and as I get closer, I'm just kind of like leaning on the table. I'm like, "What's the food like?" Oh, that looks good. And I'll just kind of like lean in and kind of check and
Be like, hello, it's quite delicious. There should be a guy that come outside. If you sit, he come and he bring food. It's pretty great. It's pretty great deal.
The more the merrier. How are you? I'm Gorvik Zuza.
You're standing up or what?
I'm sitting down. Shake your hand, push the tray, just mess all over the tray because I was just shoveling it in. Look around, see the nice white cloth, pull myself in real close and just start wiping my hands on the tablecloth.
As I'm gonna like hop over a little bit away from him, be like, oh goodness, such a cochon tabarnak, and I'm just gonna.
Turn
I'd be
around.
like, I am Edouard. Nice to meet you. Did he say his name? Sorry.
I'm Toto. I'm here. with some
Toto.
friends. Yeah, I'm Totoma, but you can call me Toto. I'm here with my friends, and I'm just gonna turn around, just kind of, "Look there, Repeal! Hey, there's food!" Like they're not that far, but I'm still like really excited about food.
Yeah.
So
So Rabiel walks up as well.
I am staring at the dragons as they're sitting there, But I know this isn't the time or the place, so I'm just gonna go over and join Toto, but staring at them the whole time.
I'll just kind of look at Luther. I'm like, Luther, there's food. We haven't eaten in like days. Like, are you good? And I'll kind of like wave my hand in front of his face.
I'm just gonna point towards them and be like, they left us to die.
Who?
As
You did too.
I look at Luther.
I thought they were
and
dead.
I'm looking at Luther as he's just like saying that, and then I like kind of like side eye Alfred and Athena. What is their reaction to Toto going "There's food," and like making himself known to the room? Like, what is the reaction from them?
Alfred kind of looks up and just kind of like, and then just kind of goes back to like leaning, not really caring. And then Athena kind of looks over and like kind of grins when she sees Toto.
Wasn't expecting to see them alive, basically.
Pretty much.
She's doing a head count. Why is there 2 gone?
Oh, I think you know.
So Rabiel reaches over Gorvik and he's like, "My name is Rabiel. I am musician. I play the lute. I make good music, and I
Do you know any songs
the Muffin Man."
by the artist that goes by the name Jalen Wennings?
I do not know. Is that the halfling?
No, he's a stout halfling, and he sings this. He's got beautiful music. There's also oh god, if you have the time, I will introduce you to an entire world of countryside music. There's some fiddle, there's some banjo, there's some. What my favorite instrument, the only one I was really good at, was a jug that you blew in, and it's amazing. It's great.
I'm how can you bring me to this person eventually? I do not know how you will show me this music.
Well, it's this thing called my mouth, and I can do notes with it,
Oh.
and you learn it by ear.
He kind of looks over at you, Edwell, like, okay. And he's like,
Don't mind him. He's old and full of hot hair. That's why he was so good at the jug.
and he reaches over, he's like, Rabiel, the musician.
Edouard, and I'm gonna like extend my paw hand and be like,
And he's like,
as
he's gonna pull a chair and have a seat next to you guys.
when Luther kind of points out, is like, they left us to die. Toto's just gonna turn around as he sees them. He like his eyes go big. Is like, I'll just like look at Luther. Look.
Stay calm.
Okay.
We will deal with them later.
Okay.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but your reaction, Mister. I heard him call you Luther. Your reaction seemed a bit casual to somebody leaving you to die. I've seen people have that look before. It's a look of hatred and despise and wanting to rip someone's throat out. His reaction, that's a bit too big for just being left to die.
Well, they aren't quite what they look like.
Oh, they're using like illusions to make themselves look fancier. I've seen elves do that shit.
No. Let's just say their normal form is quite a bit larger, and they can fly.
As Luther's trying to explain this, Toto kind of just peeks over and he like points at Luther like.
be like, oh, I love charades. Okay.
All right.
How many words?
It's a movie.
How many words? One.
One word.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
Okay, you point at your friend Luther. Okay. Do I know what a dragonborn is?
You do know what a dragonborn is.
Okay. He is kind of purple.
Eggs, lizards, clothes, pants,
He's a dragonborn. He's
big belts.
a
bottom
larger
jeans.
Luther. I don't know. You're not being very. You're supposed to say word in charades.
Big Luther. I'm gonna look at Luther and be like, lean in a little bit like, are we talking with some spicy breath, big ass teeth?
One of the two, yes. The other one's slightly different color.
But no, from the stories I've heard, what we're describing only has spicy breath and likes to steal gold from dwarves.
One is red, one is white.
What do you mean? And then I'm starting to get aggravated. Dragons are red and breathe fire.
Feel like because I have a higher intelligence than he does.
Yes, you
Yeah, don't say.
I'm gonna say significantly as well. Be like, you open a book, you old fuck.
And read.
Well, whose fault is that? You uneducated twat.
I grew up on a farm. I had to know how to plant seeds and plow the fields and cook fish to help my parents. And my parents didn't go, here's a book, learn about agriculture. They went, dig your big ass frame and pull the plow.
Well, then maybe for once in your life, listen to people who know what they're talking about. There are multiple color of dragons.
That's all you had to say.
Well, you were raising your voice and showing your temper again. Calm down. Have a drink of coffee or something.
Is there coffee?
Is there coffee in this world?
There is not coffee at the table currently, but as you guys are discussing, you see the chef-looking man walk out with another two trays, and sees the new people, and he's like, he like just walks up. He's like, oh, there you go. You're there you go, and he gives one to Toto, and then he goes to give one to Luther.
Thank you very much. I'll take it.
I'll be right back, and he just goes back to the kitchen.
I'm gonna toss him a gold coin.
Oh, he catches it, and he's like, oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much again for all your kind service, sir.
Could I get a big glass of tea, please?
But sure. Well, I suppose any requests from anyone?
Unsalted water for me.
He just looks like, okay.
I love this specific.
I'm gonna say a green tea, please.
It's like, okay,
I'll take a tea as well.
okay. I'll be right back with some trays and some food.
Just one moment. I said I would like a big glass of tea. I assume you're gonna come out with a teacup. I want you to fill a stein with tea.
Okay, yeah, not a problem. I'll do my best.
Thank you.
And he seems very like happy to serve you guys, and goes to the back. And yeah, sorry. You guys can continue your conversation.
I'm just eating.
There
There's
is
there's
coffee
no
in this world.
conversation. Yeah, there's no conversation with Toto at this moment because he's starved from being at sea for a couple days. He's just like, he's kind of doing like Gorvik, but with less long arms.
The question was, is there coffee in this world? And everybody ordered tea.
I mean, I was gonna get coffee. They all ordered tea. I just wanted something hot, so I'm like, I'll just go with them. Simply.
I have too much energy as it is. I do not need something that's gonna make me more jittery. I'm not
Green tea has
Artemis.
caffeine. Green tea has coffee, has caffeine.
Yes,
A
but
lot
not as
of
much
it.
as. Not as much as.
I just ate. I know I asked for coffee, but I had a lot of beans in like 2.5 seconds. I assume if I drink coffee, I think that one of those magical fruit is not going to be a fart. It's going to be something else. And I'm wearing armor, and I don't know if you've ever walked around with swamp ass and armor, but it ain't fun.
You are so uncivilized in front of people that we do not know.
So
Who raised
you
you?
can't-
A horse?
Look at Toto and I go, does it bother you if I say swamp ass?
A mouthful of beans, like what?
There we go. He's my kind of guy.
So
I like this guy.
at this point,
I'm
Reveal
gonna
like
see
stands up. He's like, you guys can have my beans. I'm going to find myself a bed. I am
Dibs.
quite exhausted. He has not received beans yet.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, so
then technically Toto wins because he did call dibs. Before they even arrived, he just dibs are implied.
So, anyways,
I will
Rabiel
respect the dibs.
gets up and tries to find a room, and he's like, have you guys looked in the rooms? Is it like bunk beds? Is it like mattresses
It's
on the
two
ground?
Let me tell you this. It is a pristine, beautiful living quarters. 2 separate beds. I'm sure some of them have 1 bed. I don't know if I've ever felt a more comfortable cushion, but this is the first time in 10 years I've woken that my sciatica has not been acting up. These beds are magical. And there's a desk, there's a big wardrobe. When I first woke up after my drunken stupor, I assumed
He slowly starts to back up as you let you just keep talking.
I assumed I broke into a noble's home and I had to fight my way out. So, beautiful quarters. You enjoy your nap there, Mr. Tieflin. Hopefully your loot is ready for some fiddling.
Halfway across the hall.
Speaking of Rabiel,
Yes.
I will help you try to fix your loot later if you come find me when you wake up.
Yes. Thank you, Luther. You, I owe you so much. You've probably saved my life. A good night. I will have nap. I think I saw Gimbal and Freya go to this room. I'll go to the room right next to them.
Is Toto sitting right next to me?
Yep.
Sim table.
Same table. Okay.
Footsies.
Seeing how he is eating so much and he is so small, I feel bad for how small he is and how hungry he must be, because I figured we were decently fed on our voyage over. Be like,
I'm just hungry. I'm big. I need
Toto.
protein.
Toto, do you want my bread?
Yes. Just like
The food is very good. Like, this guy seems to take his chef role very seriously.
I'll just kind of, as I'm eating, I'll kind of hint towards the fact that, like, oh, it's so good to finally eat. And just like,
Yeah, day and a half at sea was pretty... Floating in the... Day and a half floating at sea was pretty rough, wasn't it?
You mean floating at sea? I mean, you were in a boat, right?
We were, until the Kraken killed it.
A what?
We got attacked by a Kraken.
A kraken.
with
A
like,
giant squid.
A
big
big head.
with like a mouth full of beans and bread, but Toto just goes like,
So as they say this, I'm gonna stand up and like I'm just gonna get over next to Edward, to Eddie, and go.
I'm just gonna have a little conversation here with my associate, Mr. Lemonade. I can't say your last name no matter how hard I try. Lemonade. Eddie.
Say Eddie instead of insulting my family name.
I'm sorry. Do you hear my accent and the way I talk? I can't say your fancy bougie ass name. Yeah, okay.
Pussy.
So I'm just gonna lean in.
Bougie ass name.
I'm gonna lean into his ear and just go.
I know we got a task at hand here to set up shop for the Midnight Crows, but we're just the 2 of us here.
I'm gonna lift my head, look at Luther and Toto, and go.
We got 2 people who just said they survived a Kraken encounter. I think maybe before we start trying to lay our claim, we do a little bit of recruiting. See if they're willing to do some merc work.
I mean, we don't know why they're here. I mean, it'd be very assumptuous of you to just assume that they want to join our crew.
No, it's an offer of work. We get contracts, we get paid. I realize that you're new to the merc stuff, but what we do is we get a contract, we get paid, and we divide the profits.
Don't patronize me, old man. I know what to do.
I just pictured Toto at this point just gargling beans.
So what I'm saying is, instead of having our scales to just be to prove the Midnight Crows, we take some independent contractors, put them under the same banner, and then we have a broader aspect that we can grab. I know 3 things in this life: farming, merc work, and killing. And I'm telling you, drafting these two into our obligations will make this job way fucking easier and make the profits way higher.
Toto and Luther, you guys look, and it looks like they're having a full-on business meeting, like just quietly. But
I'm
it's like a
talking a
very
lot with my
intense
hands.
conversation.
Like I'm talking very much with my hands. Just
very French way.
yeah.
Two flailing arms just look like Muppets.
From a distance, just a bunch of arms flailing at the table.
Except for Luther. Luther's just like.
So
100%.
I'm asking you this because we are partners on this. What do you say?
I mean, they seem quite amicable. I mean, I can see why maybe we couldn't have a temporary partnership with them. We shall learn a little bit more about them as the time goes on.
Perfect. I'm gonna make the offer. If I start fucking up, you cut in.
Oh, so just cut in. Okay, good to know. Okay, perfect.
If you know what? They say black cats are bad luck. I'm starting to believe it.
You know, that's quite racist of you.
It is.
My mother was golden colored, okay?
I'm just gonna look. It's not racist because I'm not meaning it to your race. I didn't say black tabaxis. I said black cat. You assumptuous little prick. I'm gonna turn to the table. Turn to the table like, wow. So me and Eddie here, we're part of a mercenaries company.
As he says my name, I'll be like, hello!
Yes, Eddie. We're part of a mercenary company known as the Midnight Crows. And we were sent here.
I was gonna
yes.
say.
That's
I
right.
was gonna.
That's right. Every time we say it, we have to be like, caw.
And, your ass made up. And, we were sent here to establish our company's name within this realm. As you can, we just, Eddie, I cannot say his last name for the life of me. I will learn it by the time we leave.
It's
I will learn.
Leminou.
Lemonade, I don't hear no difference.
Edouard Leminou.
So, we were wondering if you two would like to be making some gold. While you stay in this island, if we get some contracts, we would subcontract to you to assist us in those goals, and we can come to an amicable agreement of splitting the pot. I'll say 50-50, meaning 50 to you guys, 50 to us, but technically splitting any profits made. 25, 25, 25, 25.
Oh, it just goes like.
You would get a fair share is what I'm saying, boy.
Oh, okay.
Do those sound like agreeable terms?
I don't know how I feel being associated with mercenaries.
We do have a strict code. No killing kids, no slaughtering innocents. Like, we're one of those reputable things, but if the price is good enough, like,
See, right there, that's the problem.
what I mean by price is good enough, I don't mean like, hey, here's 20 gold, go kill my wife. I mean like,
Oh
hey,
no! Oh my god! Oh my god!
All right,
Govrick,
take
you're
over.
doing it again! You're doing it again!
take over.
Good,
You
good.
cut in.
Sit down.
All right, fine, I'm shutting up.
We don't take assassination contracts. We don't do. There's more like, oh, I need to hire some guys to defend my fields, or I need to defend this place, or we need to help escorting stuff. We do all kinds of work. I mean, there's some guy that specializes in killing, like Govrick. He likes to kill things. I don't know why. I don't like it. But
Clear a cave full of goblins. They might be my kin, but I share no relation. I'll slaughter a fuckload of goblins if the pay.
okay, enough of the killing there, guy. Okay, please, there.
If it moves, it can
She
die.
say you to you, Calais.
All right, I'm quiet down.
So we do all kinds of work. There's some guy that specializes in something, other guys specialize in other thing. I personally don't try to kill anyone unless I absolutely have to. It's why I carry around. I'm gonna pull out one pair of manacles. Be like, I prefer to take people alive and maybe try to change their minds about what they're doing. I mean, I'm not any kind of crazy person, but diplomatic approach, you know?
That I understand.
And I just pull out my Morning Star and put it on the table.
Oh,
put 'em
so
in
violent all the
manacles.
time.
I put them in manacles once their legs and arms are broken.
But
Then there's guarantee they ain't gonna fuck with me.
but then you don't understand.
Yeah, you handcuff them once they're dead, right?
No, they're still alive. They're clinging on. Because the thing is when you put them in handcuffs, they're like, oh, I'll change my ways. If you beat them into an inch of their life, put them in handcuffs, and then they'll say, I'll change my ways. You say, you better, because I'm going to drop this Morning Star on your skull. And trust me, fear is a great motivator for criminals.
Okay, yes. And I'll be like, can you take a walk for like 5 minutes, please? Just
You know what? That drow lady looks really important. I'm going to go talk to her, and I'm just going to make my way to the drow woman.
Okay, we'll cut to
One
that
problem.
eventually, but let's.
Yeah.
one problem. I'm just gonna like shake my head and be like, oh, one problem at a time, one problem at a time.
Can I just point something out? Jordan, you are now DMing Prey.
That's pretty much what I'm getting here.
Okay.
I'll give you-
I'll just look at Luther and I'll just be like, I don't know.
I'll be like, okay, I'll give you the long and the short of it. You tell he's quite old, okay? He's close to retiring. Thank fuck. Okay? His way of doing the things is old school. You beat head first and then ask questions later. Yes, sometimes there's gonna be people that are not gonna give you what you want or answer the questions right away, but just I don't know. I don't want to. I can do kind of cool thing with my arrow. I can make people like charmed a little bit or something like that, or I can, do different thing. And I prefer to do the less stabby, more talky. He's just more stabby, less talky, but he's on his way out. So no. I try to make it as clear as I can. I know language barrier, but what can I say?
Well, I'm not sure why exactly Toto's come to the island, but I believe I should have some free time. I'm willing to, consider any offers of work that you guys have, but I can't guarantee I'll accept any.
No, and that's okay. That's okay. At the end of the day, we want it to be mutually beneficial for you and for us and for the group as a whole. We don't want to be associated to just killing people. It's supposed to be a last resort. I mean, we're not like Murder Mike's Mercs there. Those guys have the bad name. It's right in the name there, Murder Mike. He's not known for not killing. Those guys back home, they're fucked, man.
Point out that was like one of the top contenders for our mercenary company.
So at this point, Gorvik, you're on your way across the large hall to see the drow lady. You guys are having a discussion, and you hear the door open, and you see the two dwarves kind of walk out. The older one with basically a grill, and Cornrows be like, we're looking for whoever's in charge here. He kind of looks around. Nobody seems to answer. Everybody kind of looks at him because he's very loud. Nobody seems to answer. He's like, And at this point, the chef kind of walks out with a bunch of like mugs and cups and whatever of tea just steaming. And he's like, oh, I'll get you food too. And he kind of walks. And then the dwarf's like, nobody's in charge. Nobody?
I'll just Toto just turns around with a mouthful of beans and bread crumbs everywhere. It's like,
He's like,
Oh, yeah, man.
he's like, okay then, I'll just and him and his nephew just go to have a seat.
Question. This drow lady, you said she was sitting at the head table at like the bigger throne-like chair?
Yeah, she was sitting like excessively tall back, like in the middle of the head table.
Like the Pope chair?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So
yeah, I'm making my way towards her.
Cool. So we'll cut over to Gorvik. So you're walking over there. You kind of get you kind of stop for a second when the dwarf talks, and then he kind of storms off to a table. You're like, and then you keep going to this drow lady. And as you get closer, she's leaning and looking at you. As I'm guessing, you're just gonna stand in front of her across the table. She's
like, as close as it seems, like, because again, she does seem royal, so I don't want to be like intimidating and impose. So until like I can see like a shift in her like body language, to be like that's close enough. You know what I mean? Like kind of tasting like how close is too close. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not yelling at her.
Right. So as you approach, she's just like kind of leaning. You can tell she has like a like multiple layers, and they're all like frilly cloth and whatever. There's like nice patterns, but they're all kind of dark and like different grays and stuff like that. And they're all quite nice. And she's leaning there. She has like just long black hair, and she's like, "Yes, you would like to converse, my child?"
Good question. Does she look old or young?
She would be.
I know she's drow.
She would be on the older side for elves, so probably like 500-ish years old.
Okay. So I'm just gonna walk up and be like, my name is Gorvik Zuza. Our employer, Mr. Don, had received an invitation to come to this island, and I would like to formally introduce myself and my partner. I'm going to point to Edouard and go, Mr. I cannot say his last name. I apologize. It's very hard for me, but I call him Eddie. And I would like to formally introduce the Midnight Crows. The Midnight
Dusk,
Crows.
not dawn.
Oh, Mr. Dusk. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. It's the first time we've said it on stream, so
I know.
Mr. Dusk. And we would like to offer our services for any work or assistance that the children of Fae may need.
She swirls her wine as she's leaning back in her chair, takes a sip, and she's like, "Well, what kind of service could you offer?"
Well, I myself am known to enjoy, and I'm thinking, like, I'm pausing at every word, picking, because again, I know this is important. I'm more of a purveyor of blood sports and violence, defense, elimination. I don't want to throw this word around loosey-goosey, but elimination of threats at a close range. My associate, Eddie, dispatches enemies and things quickly from a far away range. I also read the letter, and I'm gonna like take out the letter that Mr. Dusk gave us. I'm like, I see here that it says something about warriors improving themselves. That's something that I could do. If you want to see some people get their heads knocked for fun,
No,
I'd be willing to do that. I love that.
I would love to see that, actually. Is there someone in here you would care to, tangle with?
I'm gonna turn and just look, and I put a big shit-eating grin, like, look, just eyeballing Eddie and just putting a smile on my face, going, no. And then I'm gonna look at Alfred and Athena.
Oh my fucking
like,
god.
Look and go. I'm gonna turn real quick, like, these blood sports, just so I'm clear, is it to the death, or is it like fight till somebody's down and then they get up again? I just want to make that clear to make sure I don't over-evaluate my skills.
Well, are there rules in war?
So I'm gonna scan the room. I know that Athena and fucking Alfred are way above anything I could do. I know they're dragons. I am not looking at them. Aside from them, who looks like a good warrior in this room?
So looking around, you can see that the dwarves appear like regal, like they're almost like noble or higher ups or something like that, and you can tell they probably had training of some sort. It's hard to tell like their necessary skills. You know that Edouard is a skilled warrior. You'd say like pretty close to yourself. You wouldn't tell him that, but you know he's pretty close to your level in terms of skill. Toto, you know, is very quick. Probably it would be an interesting matchup. Definitely a different style of warrior. No armor, like something wild. Luther doesn't seem overly like a combatant, more of a thinker and stuff like that. Is there anyone else? There's the chef you've seen. You could probably take him out. There's also the servant guy next to the drow lady.
The guards, like the ones planted next to the rooms, are those statues or are those actual?
As far as you know, it looked like a statue that could move. At this point as well, you're looking around and you see Gimbal basically try to sneak out of his room, trying to be quiet and just close the door, and he's like and kind of goes around and kind of looks and sees you guys and kind of heads to there, and you're like, that guy doesn't look very tough either.
There's a part of me, like, this is out of player. There's a part of me that wants to say Alfred. There's a part of me that wants to. But I don't remember if, like, I know he's a dragon. I don't know if he's ancient. I don't know if he's, like, I don't know his level of anything. So there's a part of me going,
No.
I thought
You don't know
were
which
gonna
color he is either.
yeah, I don't know which color he is.
I also thought you were going to say I don't remember what my third character was going to be.
If you take,
I'm gonna-
just so you know, if you take on a dragon, I am 100% letting you die. Like, I have
Oh, yeah.
no intention of fighting a dragon. I'm gonna be like, oh, here he goes again, thinking he can have the biggest dick in the room. Huh? Okay, here we go.
I'll turn to her and go, actually, I want to roll a perception on that older dwarf, because you said there was nicks on his armor.
Yep.
And I want to know if they're just like, if he's, I want to try to evaluate more of his fighting ability.
Sure, I'll get you to make I'd say investigation to kind of analyze the nicks you can see.
Ugh, come on, high rolls. That is at 17.
17. Look in there, you can tell that it's not like wear and tear from being worn. You can tell there's actually like nicks that are lined up, that it was probably a blade or something like that. Nothing's too deep, so you're not sure if it was like practice or like maybe this wasn't always his armor or something like that, but you can tell that there's definitely like weapon strikes to this armor at one point or another. And then she's looking at you like, are you
I'm analyzing.
are you going to impress me? I'm looking forward to something interesting here.
I really want to take on the dragon. Oh,
As you're looking around, you see Gimbal rejoin the others in the group, and they're like, "Oh, hey, Gimbal!" Blah, blah. And you actually see Athena stand up, and I'm sure you guys would have shared the names of these characters.
Yeah.
And she walks over to the table you were sitting at, and we're gonna switch over to that conversation, and we'll see what you do. So you guys are kind of having a conversation. Gimbal comes up, and he's like, "Oh, I put Freya to sleep. Hopefully she can get some rest. I wasn't very tired. I just had to get her out of my way for a while. It's exhausting trying to... Luther, I really appreciate you helping me walking her here. I love her. She makes her potions. They're a little bit bitter, but they're not bad. I mean, it's exhausting. Have you guys started drinking yet?"
I understand. No, we all just have some tea.
And between before Gimbal showed up, the chef did bring out the teas. You guys are all enjoying your hot beverages, And Gimble's like, oh, I'll have to, next time he comes out, I'll have to ask for some ale or something.
My Stein is there if he wants it.
A big old stein of green tea.
He might think it's ale, but it's not ale.
Starts chugging it like, but
Holding hot.
at this point, Athena basically walks up and Edouard, you feel a hand on your shoulder and kind of lean over you and kind of just talk over you to Toto and Luther. Be like, oh, I'm glad you guys survived. And she looks over to Toto and smiles. She's like, oh, I knew you were special.
Yeah, thanks for all the help out there.
Well, I mean,
He just doesn't know what to say. He's just like, it's just like kind of stares and like, thanks.
and
I kind of look at Luther.
she's like getting a vibe from you, Luther, that you're like very serious about your question. She's like, well, we didn't come here to fight a kraken. We came here to, explore this island.
I don't think any of us came here to fight a kraken, but some of us tried to make sure we all got out alive. Unfortunately, only 3 of us made it.
Right.
Well, I guess including you two. I guess it's 5.
Right, and we did see Rabil as well. He was a bit of an annoying roommate, but I guess we're glad to see him alive. Alfred's a bit of a grump, but he has good days now and then.
A little rude too.
Yeah. And
So they were sitting like next to the main, like the.
they were at a round
like-
table, a little bit closer, but they weren't like at the head table. They're just
okay.
on a round table as well.
Okay.
And they're like, well, hopefully, we can set our differences aside. You guys know a little bit about us. We know that you guys are probably a little bit saddened by the loss of your allies or your friends. We're guessing they didn't make it. It does honestly sadden me. And she's like, my condolences, but I just wanted to come by and say I'm glad you guys made it through.
Thank you for that. I was wondering why did you come to the island?
Well, I'm to be honest, there's probably new kinds of treasure or something. Like that's my interest.
Try not to be speciest, I guess.
You don't want to assume.
Yeah, dragon here just to look for new kinds of treasure.
Toto just gonna kind of look at her and just be like, okay, so I'm a little confused. Like, I don't know if it was a sea salt or like what it was, but like I can turn big, like I can turn into a big ape, but like you turned into, like, whoa! I'll just kind of point at Luther and just be like, whoa! I'm a little confused. Obviously Toto doesn't know, like,
I'm just
dragons
chuckling at
abilities.
this.
She's like, oh, sweet boy. There's some of us have abilities that are a bit hard to comprehend for I don't want to say folks like you, but it's some magical abilities are a bit hard to understand. And yeah, I'm able to do interesting things, and I'm sure my abilities are really none of anybody else's here's business, as I'm sure you could understand. But yeah, no, it's definitely something I can do.
Nice. I'll just keep on.
And she's like, okay, well, I'm sure we'll cross paths again. And she kind of takes.
As she's like, because she put her hand on my shoulder and
Yeah.
she kind of like leaned over me. I'll be like, okay, bye bye. And just like, because I'm like, I was told that they were dragons, so I'm just like, don't piss off the dragons, don't piss off the dragons, don't piss off the dragons.
As you're like overly polite, like, oh yes, okay. She gives you a little scratch on the head as she goes to leave.
She gets an unintentional purr.
Oh, fuck.
You're like, oh.
I'll just kind of like pop my head kind of over as she's walking away to look at Alfred. She was like, "Hey, Alfred!"
He looks over and he's like, Just gives you a little wave. So Gorvik.
I was gonna
I
do.
roll.
I'm not gonna do it, but I was gonna say I just looked at Alfred and just do like a fart sound. Just-
The amount of beans you're eating, I don't think you'll have to pretend to make a sound.
We're getting you guys beamed up. So Gorvik, you're looking around. You're having deep thoughts here, contemplation.
I rolled.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go. Assume by your chair, you'd be the person to talk to about anything. Who would be, as it was so rudely implied, very loud. You would be the one in charge. I'm gonna turn to the dwarf and just go. You come in here in a peaceful breakfast morning and decide to, pardon my language, stir shit up by trying to assert your dominance. I've had it with men trying to just impose their dominance in a place where clearly a woman is in power. And I'm gonna point to her. And I'm gonna go.
You hear her laugh like
I know.
swirling what's left of her wine. She's like, woo-hoo, just downs it, puts it on the table, just like watching with a big smile.
And go and just like look at him and go. It said on the note, warriors are here to prove themselves. And I'm just like, my armor just like puffing up my chest. And just show the gouges and nicks and just the constant battle and front line that I'm at. Just go. Real men take hits. Your armor is still too clean, dwarf.
You guys are hearing this from the table because this is like a public show of like you like calling him out publicly.
WWE style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
A mic.
just-
I'm gonna be like, oh, here we go.
I draw my shield and I draw my morning star and just go. They always say cardio's good in the morning. You want to dance?
The drow lady's just laughing and she's like, just so you know, I'm also a guest here.
Nah, who cares?
And the dwarf stands up. He's like, You're gonna mess with me?
Clearly,
the
that's what I
nephew's
said.
the nephew's like, oh fuck. He's like, takes off his like cloak, and you see this like this full plate armor and a great sword that's like well hidden that was like in his cloak. He's like, if you're looking to die, I haven't killed anyone in a couple of years. We can settle it here in the ring.
Turns around, he's like,
Just so we know, the nephew and me have basically the same reaction. We're just like, oh fuck, God, here we go.
Toto's just gonna
Again with
start.
the fucking murder. Oh God, okay.
Toto's like,
I-
hold up, I'm just gonna like move tables.
I look at the dwarf
I'm gonna help.
and
I'll
just
help
go.
Toto. I'll be like, oh God, the food. Okay.
I'll look at the dwarf and go. I hope we can be honorable about this, and just extended my arm, just like to shake.
He walks up. As he's walking up, he like takes a glove out, puts it on, puts another glove on, cracks his knuckles. He's like, if you're ready to die, so am I. And he reaches out to shake.
Death.
He like looks back like, okay, are rolling initiative? Is that what's happening here?
He said he wanted to go. Let's go.
Toto's just gonna stand in the middle and kind of like ready as like a sunbolt just to go pew to like do the start.
I'll look. I'll look at. I'll look at Luther and be like, "You want to be the ref?"
Oh God. Okay.
Is there even any rules to?
Wild man rule.
No. What?
So I just want to know, do you guys want to roll initiative? And if you don't plan on doing anything, kind of just pass your turn?
Yeah, that was my plan because in case I might step in to try to break
yeah,
things up.
I agree.
D8 of helping
I-
for Gorvik.
that is a 22 initiative.
Okay, just a second here.
Thank you, Maritimer for life. He's gonna need it.
I'm not gonna need shit. Death awaits you. It's funny how I'm going bard, but I'm not a barbarian.
It's the bugbear in you.
Yeah, bloodlust and murder.
That's a 21 for me.
Okay, just a second. I'll ask you guys in a second here. Just keep your numbers.
Sure.
I like that. I'm gonna use that and then just use
That's
my.
cocked.
Yeah,
So you're invisible for an hour.
As in the invisibility spell, just to be clear here.
Ah, that's okay. Gives me advantage on my first hit.
You're assuming.
Any rules? Shakes hand, disappears.
God damn it, wizards!
Okay, so Luther.
15.
Okay, Edouard, 21 you said?
21.
Toto?
21.
6? Okay.
I rolled a 2.
Cool. I'll sort this.
I have +9 to initiative.
So Gore,
Plus 7.
So Gore, you are first. So at this point, you're like, and you basically you go invisible, which is weird. You kind of see yourself, then you don't see yourself for a second. It kind of throws you off, but you do have your first turn in combat. He's standing in front of you. You guys are standing amongst tables. You also did receive an inspiration just now.
Cool. I'm going to use my bonus action first to activate Fighting Spirit.
Okay.
Give myself 10 temporary hit points.
Mhm.
So I'm going to mark that down real quick on the sheet. 0. 10 temporary. Perfect. Oh, god damn it. It's not
As the rep,
and
one question before you start. Is this to the death or just to unconscious?
That
he said death. The dwarf was throwing death.
he said, if you're ready to die, and you said to the death. You were the one who said to the death.
Oh, shit! That's not how I understand it. I'm in my character's mindset. I have a -1 intelligence.
Yep. It's all good.
And it shows!
Somebody tells me they want to die, they're gonna die. So I'm invisible. So I'm gonna use my attack action and attack 3 times.
Cool. Go for it.
So
Might as well
First
roll all
attack.
3, then roll damage if you need to.
that is a 9.
That is a miss.
Oh, that's it. That's advantage, isn't it? Because I'm invisible, right?
The first one, yeah.
All right, so that's a 26.
26 is a hit.
Okay, 26 is a hit. Second one is a 12
12 is a miss.
and a natural 1.
Whap.
So the one hit is. Why can't I roll that? There we go.
I'll switch the music over
Is-
to battle.
8 points of piercing damage, and just to start it with a bang. Is that an action? I'm just gonna use my fucking action surge.
Cool. You get 3 more attacks.
And then that's right on. That is a 13,
Yes.
another natural 1, and a 12. Jesus Christ! I'm not rolling with D&D Beyond anymore. Fuck that dice.
What a waste of an action surge.
So at the
Yeah, it
end,
is.
at the end of your turn, he's gonna look at you and be like, "When you wake up in hell, tell him Bingo Beardy sent you." I would like you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh no!
Bingo
Oh no!
Beardy. Well, that's getting written down.
That is a 19.
19. You feel a shiver go down your spine, like, what the fuck? That was not expected. And you are not frightened.
You're like, gladly, but you set up the reception table for me.
Cool. We're gonna go over to Edouard.
Such bad dialogue between these two.
Monday Night Raw.
I would be like, okay, go ahead, go team. Ooh, I'm just gonna like mind my own business and drink my tea.
So Gorvik, you're kind of like, I don't know if you expected more motivation, but it kind of catches you off guard. And at the end of Edwald's turn, he's gonna try to slash you with his greatsword.
Hit.
That is quite low, actually. That is a 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Luther, your turn.
Shield.
I'm just watching for now.
Okay, cool. It is his turn, so he's gonna look at you and be like, "You're gonna regret trying to fuck with a beardy," and he's gonna attack you twice with his greatsword. First hit, that is actually a 13. Second attack,
Hit.
oh, that is cocked. That is a 24.
That hits.
Cool. 12 slashing damage. And
There goes your temporary hit points.
Yep.
cool.
Glad I did that.
And then that's his turn. We're gonna switch over to Toto.
How tall is the room? Like quite high.
Like 35 feet. Like it's really high.
If there's like actually one of the statues that's there,
Yep.
if it's big enough, I kind of just want to climb up and sit on top to watch the show.
Cool. I would like you to make an athletics check.
Certainly. Can I do acrobatics?
Nope.
That's fine. It's still 18.
Cool. As you try to climb up, the arm of this statue basically grabs you and puts you back to the ground.
Ah!
As you can tell that these statues are not necessarily just statues.
Sorry. If I have enough
How
movement,
big
I'll
is
just...
how big is the statue?
That is large.
Big statue.
I mean, if there's a way for me to kind of like climb the wall and there's a beam or something I could sit on, I'll just do that instead.
Sure, yeah, there's like beams going to the balcony for the second floor.
Sure, I'll just like stand on one of the beams, just kind of have a high view of the fight.
Sounds good. After Toto's turn, Beardy is going to try to frighten you again. He's like, "Oh, I'm just getting warmed up." Wisdom saving throw.
That is 15.
15. You are frightened until the end of his next turn.
Okay, so that means I can't get closer to him, and
You can't get
have
closer to him.
disadvantage on attack.
You have disadvantage while within line of sight.
Okay.
And then it is going over to... Oh, there was a healing word. I don't know if that happened. But we're going over to your turn.
Me?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to hit him 3 times. Fuck the D&D Beyond dice. That's a 1, so the first one's gonna miss. So that's an 18. Yeah, 18. Yeah. For
That
the
is
second.
that is a hit.
And okay. Oh, I hate that I had disadvantage on that third attack. That is a 19 plus 7, so 26. So
Yeah.
2 hits. D8.
You rolled 19 with disadvantage.
I rolled a 19 with disadvantage. It was a 19 and a natural 20.
Ooh.
So that is for the first hit. That is 13 points of piercing damage, and for the second hit, that is 8 points of piercing damage. As he goes, I'm just getting warmed up, and I'll just be like, "Good thing, because hell's really hot," and I'm just.
You can tell he's okay with taking hits. Like, his armor is like, where it was hidden is a little bit more beaten up than like the parts you could see, and you're just adding to the nicks.
Yeah.
Cool. After your turn, he's actually gonna be like, "Well, you'll find out soon enough," and he's gonna try to slash you with his greatsword. That is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
11 damage. 11 slashing damage. Cool. After that, it is Edouard.
What's the healing
We're
word? Was
gonna-
that used?
Yeah, you.
That was for you,
That was.
I think.
Yeah, that was for you.
So what's the heal?
Should
One.
Should be 1. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's better. Still.
I'm gonna
Everything-
notice Toto have climbed and be like, "Ah, bonne idée, Toto," and I'm just gonna like climb the pole, the same beam.
Boni de Toto.
Do you want a strength check or something like that?
No, if you have a climb speed, that's fine.
I have a climb speed.
Cool. And that's it for your turn?
Yep.
Luther, same thing?
Yeah, I'm just watching, trying to figure out who's taking the worst of it, but just watching.
Okay. Sounds good. We're gonna go over to Bingo. Beardy.
Give me a minute here. I want to check something real quick because I just
This is so common for me noticing Gavrik doing this. I'm just like, it's just another time that Gavrik wants to test his dick out, so I'm just gonna ignore the fight.
I was just looking because I realized that now I have Indomitable, so I just need to remember that.
Is it reroll a save?
Yeah, so if I would have failed that wisdom save, I could have rolled it again.
Okay.
But it's okay.
Yep.
Just once, but it's okay.
So it's his turn. He's gonna like take a second and try to cut you down with his great sword. Natural 20.
Feel that boy.
That is. I mean, it's only 14 for that one.
So it hurts.
Yep. That's his first attack. Second attack is a natural 19 plus a bunch. That should be a hit as well.
Yes, it is.
Oh, just 2d6
I made a
this time.
mistake. I played him for like 20 seconds.
That's another 14 damage. And you can tell he starts to grin, and on his teeth you see different colors of gem. Not like a rainbow, but there's like little tiny specks of emerald and like diamonds and stuff. Like he pretty much has like a fancy grill. Like he looks a little, almost like a rapper, which is funny to say, but he looks interesting for a dwarf. After that, we're going over to Toto.
Toto's just gonna kind of look at Gorvik and just say, "Let's go, Gorvik! Do it for the chickens!"
Oh, Jesus.
Oh shit! Oh goodness, is that it, Toto?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. After Toto's turn, he's going to try to intimidate you again. So could you make a wisdom saving throw?
That is +4. That's a 17.
17 is a pass.
Okay.
And then it is your turn.
Bonus action, second wind.
Okay.
Oh, that's maximum heal.
21.
21, baby. Take a minute, take a deep breath. And then just 3 attacks on him.
Go for it.
I'm going to use my inspiration on that one. I don't like that one.
Can you, I don't mind this time, but for future use, can you choose to use inspiration before you see the result?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a problem, buddy. That's a fucking 13. A dirty 20. And a 16.
The 20 hits.
Alright.
You've been rolling
That is-
really bad.
I know, and that is, but my damage has been on point. That's max damage again. That is 13 points of piercing damage.
Nice. Cool. And that's your bonus action. We're gonna switch over to, actually at the end of your turn, he's like, "Oh, you getting tired?" And he's gonna try to hit you with his greatsword. That is 17 to hit.
Not a hit.
Cool.
Shield.
Edouard.
Be like, at this point, because I only have 20 feet of climbing speed, I figured that Toto, I'm probably like caught up to Toto now, and be like, did you say chickens? It's crows, man. Not caca. It's okay. You'll get it. I'll be like, go! Whoever's going to win.
Oh.
From the Morning Star, just...
You
the
got
great
this,
sword
Levier.
just chops it off like.
You got this, Levieux. I've seen you come back from worse, I think.
Eugene, come on my back. What?
Luther, you are next.
I'm still just watching.
Cool. We're gonna switch over to Bingo Beardy. He's gonna try to strike
Love
you
that
down. He's gonna try to strike you down. You can tell he's like focusing, trying to get good hits on you. Oh, that's cocked. That is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
And second attack is 23 to hit.
Yeah, hits too. Fucking shit, dude.
That is 10 damage for the first one, and 12 damage for the second one. And he's like, I'll turn it up if you want. I'll make sure you don't live through this one. And after that, we're going over to Toto.
It just says, "Ah, shit. Sorry. What?
And
It sounds the same. It sounds the same. It's okay.
And that's your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. After your turn, he's like, told you to turn it up. He's going to try to strike you again with his greatsword. That is a 15 to hit. We're going over to your turn.
3 attacks. Alright, come on, come on. That is a dirty 20, a natural 20, and an 18.
Hit.
All 3. Okay, so for the first one, that is 8 points of damage. Second one is 8 plus 5. That's 13 for the crit.
Nice.
And that is 6 for the third one.
Cool. So after your turn, he's like, ready for more? And he gives an upswing after his attack on you. That is a 24 to hit.
Hits.
That is 13 damage. And we're going over to Edouard.
I'm showing some wear and tear. Showing some wear and tear.
Hey, you're used to me shooting them too, huh? I still believe in you, and I'm just gonna. That's my turn.
Okay. You see the he had a bit of a grin, but like a serious face, and after he hears that, just a big old smile, and he's like, tries to strike you a third time.
Fucking legendary actions, you cocksucker.
18 to hit.
Does not hit.
Cool. We're going over to Luther.
Putting my shield in the way every single time, trying to just leaving my other arm down, not thinking.
I'm gonna walk over towards the drow lady.
Okay.
Just be like, so was this your idea, or did he come up with this genius plan all on his own?
She's like, if you let the clowns play, they'll definitely amuse.
I'm usually not one for the violence, but I gotta say, watching him do it to himself is kind of amusing.
I agree. And she just smiles. I'm guessing that's your turn?
Yep.
Okay, we're going over to Bingo Beardy. Hoo-yah! That is a 20 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay. 12 damage. He's like, let me know when you've had enough. Just kidding. Hoo-yah! That is 18 to hit, so that's a miss. Cool. Toto.
Nothing. Just keeps on cheering. I just change birds every time.
Sounds good. So after
turkeys!
Gobble gobble.
So after your turn, he's gonna try to strike again. That is a 16 to hit this time. We're going over to Gorvik's turn.
Trying to hit him again 3 times.
Okay.
That is a 22.
Hit.
24.
Hit.
17.
Miss.
Alright, 2 hits. That is an 11.
11
And
damage.
a 12. So yeah, 11 and 12.
Okay. Cool. After your turn, he's like, you're not as weak as I thought, but definitely not as strong as you should be. And he's going to try to smack you with a 13 to hit, so he misses that one.
It's not hit.
Edouard.
As he hits, I'm just gonna block it and just go. It's always good to get a workout before the day begins. There's blood pouring out of me.
I'll be like, eh. I'm just chirping him at this point. Do you want the healing potion or something?
That'd be great. That'd be great.
I'm going to okay, catch, and I'm going to throw him one of my healing potions.
Okay, so I will get you to make. You don't have an open hand, so I'll get you to make. I'd say a sleight of hand check, I guess, to try to catch it without with basically your catch it on your body like a football.
Open
catch
your
kind of
mouth.
Yeah, sleight of hand.
That is a 15.
15. It smacks you. You're not necessarily catching it, but it falls to the ground. Doesn't break, but it is at your feet.
It takes an action to drink it.
It really does. And I'm
Not
guessing that's
for
it, Edouard.
me.
I'll be like, don't fumble. Oh, come on. I feel like you can do it. You want me to start shooting now or something?
No.
Okay. And I'm just gonna stay perched up there with Toto.
And then Bingo's like, I thought this was between us. And he's going to attack you again. That is a 24 to hit.
Hits.
11 damage.
Okay.
Cool. Luther.
I'm looking real hurt. I'm looking real hurt. This hurts lots.
Can I do a check to try to figure out how bad off Gorvik is?
Sure. Make a medicine check.
That's a whole 5.
There's blood pouring out of me.
You can tell that he's probably around half hit points.
All right, I'm just gonna keep chilling. Keep
On
watching.
one knee, leaning on the Morning Star.
Coughing blood.
That's what
Old people things, you know.
that's what Ray looked like last time I saw him.
Oh, goodness. That's it, Luther?
Yep.
Cool. We're going over to Bingo Beardy. You're starting to stumble. He's like, I sense the end of this. And he's going to try to smack you again twice with his greatsword. First hit. Oh, that's cocked. First hit is that's a 17 for the first swing. Second one, natural 20.
I'm down. Unless by the power of God.
20 damage. Boom. To the ground.
On the healing potion. Shatters into my skin, into the wounds. And I heal.
Was that healing word received before that? Because you should have healed 3.
Again, even if I healed 3, I'm still down.
Cool. Well, we're Bingo's like, we're gonna leave it to luck now. We'll see if he comes back.
You could just, as you fall down, Toto just says come on, Gorvik. And you could use that as the healing word.
And Bingo's gonna lean down next to you and be like, I thought you were gonna be a little bit tougher. And somehow I've adapted your accent. We're going over to Toto.
As he's down, Toto's just gonna kind of jump and just glide, woo, and just kind of land next to Gorvik and just be like, oh well, just kind of slap him in the face and yep, well, that seems like that's it.
He's looking at you like he said we're gonna leave it to luck now, and then he's looking at you, see if you're gonna actually try to do something to him.
Oh no, I'm not.
Okay. Cool.
There is a healing potion by my corpse.
Not a corpse yet. Gorvik, could you make a death saving throw?
Cool.
Perfect. We're gonna go to Edouard.
I'm gonna kind of like nimbly climb down, just like the jump down and be like, "You don't usually do this. I don't know why." I'm just gonna pick up my healing potion and put it back in my backpack.
Okay. We're gonna.
I'm not. See, the guy's like, we're gonna leave it up to luck. I'm like, I don't want to fight him. Like, this guy is like, I'd have to keep running away and shooting at him. I don't have the patience for that. Like,
Yeah. So then we're gonna
unless
go.
Luther wants to discreetly heal him. I mean,
We're going over to Luther.
I'm gonna walk over, clapping, and be like, "Nice fight, good job." And I'm just gonna like, kind of stealthily touch Gorvik and do spare the dying.
Okay. Could you make a sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand. Okay.
This will be very difficult as he's
Oh,
currently watching.
13.
Yeah. He as you go to touch him, he like puts his hand against you to basically cut your reach from him and be like, "I said leave it to luck." Would you like to like try to, you know?
Oh God. I mean,
Are we-
you won. I think we can at least just let him be.
Roll a persuasion check. Also probably very difficult.
22.
He's like, I guess it might be a little bit more time before I kill someone. And he lets the reach go and lets you touch him.
All right. I think you could probably count this. I mean, without help, I don't think he was getting back up.
He's like, well, you never know. And I guess we'll leave turn order unless someone wants to do something specifically in turn order here.
Would I know if Gorvik has a healing potion on him?
I do not. I do not.
You would probably be aware of this, being traveling companions.
Okay.
I do not.
So, the drow stands up and like, good job, gentlemen. That was quite entertaining. I hope our hosts will be as entertained whenever they show up. But no, good work for sure. And
Is that the drow that says that?
the drow says that, yeah. Gets up.
I'm like, I'll just say like the host. I thought she's sitting in a big chair.
It's like,
I'm confused.
it's like just because I sit in a chair that makes me the owner of this place. I wish it was so easy.
I thought it was implied. I don't know.
And she gets up, and her servant man basically gets up with her, and she walks up the stairs to go, presumably, to her room.
I'd like to approach the
Stabilized
dwarf
right now? Or am I
that-
still doing
that-
death saves?
You are
No,
stabilized.
you're stable. You're still unconscious, 0 health, but you're stable.
Okay, cool.
I'd like to approach the dwarf and be like, he's going to brush it off. He's tough, that old fuck. I'd like to approach the dwarf that beat the shit out of Gorvik.
He's like still breathing heavy, like adrenaline still pumping. Like he has his greatsword like sheathed in like a side thing that like was dragging down, but you couldn't see it because of his like big poofy cloak. Yeah. He's like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah, you look like you were enjoying yourself quite a bit there. He usually doesn't end up getting fucked around like that so badly, but you sure showed him.
It's been a while since I fought in a war. Well, I guess you guys know who, if there's a military to be hired here, you know who to hire.
Yes, don't worry. I keep my eye on you, good sir. And I'll like give him my card and be like, if you ever want to talk peacefully, you come see your friend Eddie. You see that guy over there? He's probably gonna try this again because he's pretty prideful. A little lazy, but pretty prideful. And I'm just gonna be like, good job, man. And I'm just gonna walk over and pop the cork on my healing potion again, and then just use it.
Yeah. Gurgling beans again.
So what?
When Papa is right.
How much is a healing potion?
2d4
It's
plus 2.
2d4. Okay.
Oh, you rolling? Okay.
Yeah, I'll roll it. That is a 3 and a 1. That's 4.
So Beardy, Bingo Beardy does look at the
Soon.
card and he's like, kind of stuffs it in his armor and like goes back to his table and has a seat. And he's like, beans! I want more beans!
I'm just gonna get up and be like, that hurt.
As you get up and you look around, you see Alfred with a big smile. Yeah, since you've seen this guy, no smile at all. You see him with a big smile, like and then you see Athena, like kind of like a serious face, just like looking like, interesting.
I'm gonna go see the dwarf.
No,
And
oh
just-
no! Before you even get up, I'm gonna be like,
Oh.
you owe me 1 potion, there, guy. Not supposed to use these on you, there, big tough boy. Slap him on the ass, and I'm gonna send him on his way.
I'm gonna go see the dwarf and just be like, what is it, Beardy?
Bingo Beardy.
Bingo.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, it's been a while, Mr. Beardy, since someone gave me a goddamn run for my money. I will say that with this, you have given me the motivation as an old man to push myself so that one day, when I feel ready enough, I will challenge you again. And I will even the record, the score. Not right now, because I'm prideful, but I will give credit where credit is due. You pack one hell of a punch.
Well, like I said, you're stronger than I thought you'd be, but you would need to be quite a bit stronger. So I think at your age, he kind of looks you up and down. You've probably peaked. No offense, but maybe consider retirement.
I just lean in and go, I think that the last thing I will do before I retire, once I decide, like, today's the day I retire, you one, but that day is not today. We will get a rematch, and I will even the score. Thank you for giving me personal drive and teaching me my place. I'm just gonna stand up and walk back to Edward and go, ow, my pride, my body, I'm in so much goddamn pain.
And then he goes like, where are my beans? I want my beans. Get me some mail too. And then you see the chef, like, as he's basically saying that, running out the door with the tray of beans, and he's like, runs back in to get some ale.
I slump at the table and just be like, if we're gonna wait a while, I'm taking a little nap.
Would you rather do that in the comfort of the bed there?
No, in case something important happens, I want to be here. I'm just. And
Yes,
if I
you'll
have-
be so effective with your so little stamina you have left.
Let me know if I have enough time for a short rest.
Well, we'll see what happens with the rest of them. But for the sake of knowing which room is which, I have numbered them. So bottom floor, 1, 2, 3. Kitchen, 4, 5, 6. So 1 and 6 are close to the entrance, if that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top floor, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's one more room upstairs because there's no kitchen.
The way you described it, me and Eddie would have been in like room 2 or.
Yes, room 2.
Deuces.
Yeah, and then the dwarves were in room 3. Room 5, Rabiel went into. Room 6, Gimbal and Freya. And then you guys see the drow lady go into room 10, and her servant go into room 9.
Can we just pick a room, or is it?
So far, everybody who showed up has just kind of picked a room and gone into it. You can tell which rooms are occupied by the key in the, like, The unoccupied rooms appear to have just like a key, like okay, like a kind of like a public locker. You put your stuff in, grab the key, kind of thing.
Is there any room upstairs that's free?
Yeah, you can go upstairs and take a look.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take
I'm
a
gonna
look.
go upstairs too.
Cool. Yeah, you guys go upstairs. Would you like to go the lower numbers or the higher numbers?
Is 12 available?
12 is available.
I'm gonna go check out 12.
Cool. You go up. You see the key in the door. You can open the door. It seems basically identical to the room I described for Gorvik and Edouard.
I'll look back on and be like, well, Toto, do you want to share a room or do you want your own?
Sure, we can share.
Pick a bed. And I'll just nod and let you run it.
I pick one of the two.
Cool. I wrote you guys down for room number 12.
That's half expect you to run and start jumping on the bed.
Yeah, basically.
No more monkeys jumping on the
Monkeys
bed.
jumping on the bed.
Right on. So, who else went upstairs? Was there someone else or just you two?
Just us
I
two.
stayed downstairs at the table with Gavrik
And
and Gimbal.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like pat myself and be like, do I find a key on my person?
Yes, you do. You're like
Okay.
looking. You're like, oh, it's like oddly tucked into like your belt. You're like, oh, okay, well, that's good.
Lesson of the day: don't fight hungover. It is not a good idea.
Gimbal, Gimbal leans over to you, Gorvik. I was gonna call you Gavrik. No, Gorvik. And he's like, well, I actually do have a couple things that might help you. You might, do you happen to have a limp? Are your legs injured at all? When you fall, do you have a hard time getting back up? Do you ever find yourself having a bad day that you need to just smile?
You know what?
I'm just gonna be like chuckling to myself at listing all of these old people or middies and be like,
Lift my head up and go. I do have a lot of aches and pains. I do use herbalism kits as much as I can to help with my joints. But I got a bum knee. It does act up when it's about to rain. Broke it back like 15 years ago. Killed the fucker, did it, but still gives me some aches and pains every now and again.
Well, I do actually have some canes if you're looking to perhaps have something that could help your put a pepper in your step.
I'm just gonna be like, from one senior citizen to another. I don't know how old gnomes get, but I assume you're old.
If you're asking,
Especially when you're-
I'm 440 years old.
Yeah, that's fucking old. I'm gonna let you know that I'm still young enough to find this shit offensive. So unless you got some magical tincture that I could take to make all my aches and pains go away, I had some guy give me snake oil one day, told me it would help me to find my vitality, and all it did was give me an erection for a few days. But you got any magical tinctures that I could try, help my body feel better?
My wife, Freya, you might have seen her earlier. She
Oh yeah, the old bean.
she's, you know, about 20 years older than me, but in terms of gnomes, we're basically the same age. Anyways, I understand what you're saying. She does make potions. And I think I overheard owing a potion of healing. Is that my understanding?
well, I mean, I'm still in earshot, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You're like,
You're at that table.
well, I mean, I had to use one of mine to make sure the guy doesn't die, you know.
How much we talking?
He whips out a little bag and like reaches in, puts a cane on the table, reaches in a little bit more, puts a wand on the table, reaches in, like whips out a little potion, and it's like a dark red liquid. He's like, oh, this one seems to be still good. This we sell these for 100 gold.
How many you got?
64 last time I counted. Is he snoring? Is that what's happening?
I believe
No.
he might have fallen asleep. Yes.
No, how about I'll take 2 for 75 a pop with the promise of future business.
Well, no offense, but I don't know how long you'll be living. When you go into a store, you can't. I mean, I don't know where you're from, but I generally don't haggle when people ask for a price. That's generally what it is. I mean, I just met you. Promise of future business. I don't know. We're not even from the same spot, so it's hard to. How much business
We're
could
at
you
the
possibly?
same spot now.
Yeah, but that's not future. That's current.
I'll be like, kind of like now, kind of fading in the background. Be like, he's got you there. Be like, okay, well, you two enjoy your business, and I'm just gonna like climb the beam that I climbed earlier and just go upstairs instead of using the stairs.
Sounds good.
So do you just have regular, or now that we're alone? I will buy 1 regular. So I'm gonna like take the regular potion, push it to the side.
Yeah.
You tell me that your wife is a herbalist potion maker, where you can make these. Is that correct?
I mean, her skills have whittled down a bit through the years, but she can make this potion. I don't know how much she remembers about other ones.
Do you have anything stronger than a normal one?
These are pretty strong. He like
I'm
he
basic-
pops the cork and you like smell it immediately. It's like the smell of like almost like
Well, what I'm
vinegar, which is weird, but it's like woo.
I'm asking basically, like, he has normal healing potions. I'm asking if he has like anything like greater or higher.
Jordan knows this, and Gimbal basically is saying like this is strong. You're assuming this is a normal potion of healing as well.
Alright, so I will take 200 gold.
'Kay.
Just now, like I'll take them out. There's one. I'll buy the one he has that's open that smells strong.
Yep.
I will down it at the table.
Okay, cool. You taste it. It is bitter as fuck. You're like, and you heal. Roll 1d4.
Or
Did we get them? Like we said we were gonna buy some, but did we?
No,
Nope.
He said he would set up shop at one point, and then
3.
3. Add 1 to it, and that is how much you heal.
So 4.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put 200 gold out of my fucking inventory.
Yep.
That's 2,000. Jesus Christ. Remove. And I'm gonna go. They've been sitting for a while, haven't they?
Well, I mean, to build up to 64, it did take her a couple years. I mean, they're still good.
Yeah, they'll do the trick. Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Oh God, have you ever taken a shot of like really intense whiskey that just burns constantly?
Oh, I wish. Well, yes, sorry, I have. I wish I had some now because it was a stressful journey. We picked up some adventurers. They were very helpful though. They helped me. Toto, very kind and I don't want to say soft, not in like a negative way, but just very kind. And I don't want to say childish in a bad way either. Just very, very kind and innocent. That's the word I'm looking for. Innocent.
He hasn't seen the realness of the world yet.
I don't feel at liberty to necessarily judge him in that way yet, but he seems to be well versed in what he does. He's climbing and doing and shit like that. Like it's pretty cool. And then there's Luther, a little bit definitely more serious. Definitely a thinker. He's smart. Anytime he talks, he uses his words carefully, and he's very nice. And Rabil, he played a song. It sounded okay, but his lute I think is a little fucked. But yeah, no, they're very good people. What was the question?
Do you have any potions that have been sitting in that bag for a really, 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 really long time?
Let me look. And he like reaches in. Reaches. He grabs one. He like tries to stir. a little bit darker red and like slowly, like almost like syrupy. He's like, well, this one probably close to its date.
Do you have any that are past their dates? Is what I'm really asking.
No. I don't know if they really go bad. I don't know if it's kind of like wine. I don't know. She's the potion maker. I just kind of sell them. I'm the market man.
You're the face. I like that. You know what? I will grab.
I'm the face. She's the body. Woo.
You know what? For a 400 and some odd lady, I'm sure that's a rockin'. Are you rock gnomes or?
Oh well, we be rocking all right.
And I'm like, I'm about the syrupy one too.
Are you into gnomes? That's a weird thing to bring up.
I'm into people getting it on at an older age.
Okay,
Because I'm just saying, as long as you're keeping that cardio up, I'm sure you'll live to see 500.
Oh well, that's yeah, but that's the goal. Everybody's trying to, fuck their way to the top, or I don't know. Is that the expression? I don't know. Either way,
Yes,
this is very
yes,
private.
Never change it.
This is very private.
Never change it.
I'll let you go do what you want.
No, that's syrupy one.
Yes.
I will give you 50 gold for it. It's syrupy. It's close to its end date.
Could you roll a persuasion check?
Yeah, let me check what my persuasion is.
I love that Conrad is basically the like anti-ageism character right now. He's just like, yeah, get old and fuck. That's the way to do it.
It's an 8. It's an 8.
It's an 8. He's like, I'm starting to think these potions are kind of like wine. They might actually get better with age. So, tell you what, we've had a good conversation here. I'll do it for 90.
Done deal.
Cool. So you've spent 290 gold on 3 potions,
Yeah,
one of which you've already taken.
Yeah, and I already added that, so you said 90?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to take 90 off, and I'm going to go pocket that good 1d4 one.
Okay.
And I'm going to go and give, oh shit, sorry.
The
Just gotta
older,
take off 100
the older syrupy one.
to fucking, Eddie.
Okay, sounds good.
Where's your fucking potion? I'm like, there you go, and I toss it to him. Like, not like far away, just like go into the room wherever he is, like, here's your potion, give it to him.
Yeah, so to be clear, your guys' room was number 2, which is on the main floor.
Yeah.
I was going up.
Are you trying to
No,
find
that's-
your own room?
No.
Oh.
I went up the beam again to instead of taking the stairs. I went upstairs.
Alright, so I'm going to our room, like, gonna put your potion on your bed, and I'm gonna go lay down. Try to get a short rest.
Sounds
Okay. I'm just gonna like wave him away again.
Sounds good. Was there anything else you guys would like to do? As you go to walk away, you walk away from the table, you see that Gimbal goes, picks up the wine and the cane he put on the table, puts it back in his bag, and then he walks over to the dwarf who's sitting there now with another massive bucket of beans and a big old pitcher of ale, just enjoying his midday. Was there anything anybody else would like to do?
Upstairs, I wanted to be like, Toto, Luther.
Just gotta pop my head, be like, hey.
Oh, there you are.
You can come in if you like.
Oh, but thank you very much. Gonna like, boop, pop in. Be like, oh, kind of looks like our room downstairs. It's almost
Are
the
they
same.
right above us?
No, they're on the opposite side, actually.
Okay.
Right above you. No, you have not. No, you haven't seen anybody go in there.
Cool.
You notice that the painting is actually different. It's not like the same painting in every room, so that's a little bit better.
Imagine.
Yeah.
We got it
Like,
on
oh.
order.
I think I like your painting more than I like ours, but that's just because maybe the things in my room are quite ugly. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah, the whole ambience getting ruined by one thing in there, huh?
A little bit, but he has his good points. He has his bad points. It's just like it's what he does. It's what he does.
I'm not usually into violence, but that was pretty amusing.
I mean, he usually doesn't miss so much. I mean, normally he will put in a couple of hits, but man, see the man swing 6 times and only hit once. That's pretty sad.
Well, I mean, when you get that old, it gets. I'm sure it gets harder.
Oh,
Or softer.
perhaps. Perhaps. So I would love to learn a little bit more about you guys. Maybe we're going to do business. I wanted to do a little cheers earlier with the tea, but then bingo and I think he said bingo. He said bingo like 5 times. I figured that was his name, and
Bingo was his name-o.
bingo was his name. Oh yes, that's right. Uh, and Golf Freak, they decided to have a pissing contest, but we see who pissed the most, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So, question for you: have you had a chance to look around this place at all yet?
Well, not really. I went out of my room. I accident. No, I bumped into a lady by accident. Poor lady. She was cleaning up a mess right outside our door. I helped her clean. Uh, she looked like kind of a maid type person. And other than that, we get food. We meet you. We see apparently morning fight. Nothing like a good morning fight. And then here we are.
So, where are you guys from?
Oh, I would say across the big scary sea. I mean, I didn't like my voyage, but I think you guys didn't like it even more. Uh,
Yep,
Yeah, our journey was less than ideal.
oh yes, do you say? Did I hear the scary dragon lady say you lose friends?
There was the captain, the ship hand,
Oh,
and 2 other travelers who were bunking with us, who all didn't make it off the ship.
geez, that's a tough time. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know if you guys were like close or not, but
Toto just
sorry.
has like, if you peek over to Toto, he just has like a full-on sad face with teary eyes. Like,
Oh, Toto. Oh, Toto.
I mean, we hadn't known each other for very long, but we were stuck in this room together for a week. So, I mean, kind of get to know people when you're stuck that close together.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I'm sorry to hear about this. But I mean, you guys are here. We're going to see what this whole place is about there. I like new things. I'm kind of curious. You know, they say curiosity with the cat. I hope it just doesn't kill me today, huh?
Well, I mean, as long as you're not too much like your friend, you might
Oh
survive.
no. No, I don't pick fight because I want to see if I'm stronger or not. No. My strength not as important as everything like that. But I see you kind of glide there and you climb. You like that? You...
I mean, I do I do enjoy climbing any chance I get and just gliding around when I can, and you know, it's what I do. I like to see like the view around me.
I'm gonna point at him and be like, I like it. I like to climb too. Maybe we find some cool places to climb, you and me, on this place, huh?
Oh, do you know any good places?
I mean, I kind of just woke up in my room. The captain
Ah,
of our ship was all happy about making it here, and then he was like, "Hey, look, guys, some champagne, eh?" So we were just like drank a little bit. I don't drink too much, but I woke up in my bed this morning. That's all I remember. But if I see some good spots, you'll be the first to know.
nice.
Have you thought about trying to climb to the top of this building? I can get a nice view of the whole island.
Oh, probably that might be not a bad idea. I haven't really seen the outside of this place. If the outside is as big as the inside, it's pretty big.
Maybe we should go take a little stroll, see what we can find. I mean, it's still early in the day.
Yeah, we could. You're not gonna mug me, are you?
No, I don't. I don't do anything like that.
I
I'm
don't want
just
insight on that because I don't know them enough to know that they're not gonna
Sure,
mug me.
yeah.
And somebody that's gonna mug me is not gonna be like, yeah, I'm totally gonna mug you. That's a 7.
You're kind of, you didn't suspect necessarily that he would. It was more like a jokeful question, and then you're like, he could maybe mug me, but like you feel pretty confident in your abilities as well to defend yourself. So there's that.
And my inner dialogue is like, haha, but he'd have to catch me first. I am so fast.
we'll see about that.
Oh shit.
I can do I can double my speed and then start climbing. I know you. Justin knows that you can fly, but I can shoot you out of the sky too. So.
PvP.
Shatter. There goes your bow.
Oh goodness.
Still have my trusty slingshot.
So
All items broken.
at this
Oh
point,
yeah, that's right.
you guys hear from like the main area, from basically a floor down in like the main hall. You hear guys, where have you gone? I am looking for you. Hello, I'm Luther.
I'll walk out of their own and be like, hey!
Oh, it was a quick nap, but I was so concerned. I heard some clashing outside. I see a little bit of blood on the floor. What
Oh, 2 men trying to show who's the toughest. It was quite a show, but nothing to worry about.
Oh, okay. Well, are you still offering to maybe help me fix my loot? I'm looking. The wood's a little fucked. Well, I'm trying to make the best of it. I'm trying to entertain and make a career here, you know?
Yeah, of course. I'm definitely up for trying to help you fix it, but we might have to try to find some materials. I don't really have any wood with me if we need to do any replacing of it.
What wood would you need?
Wood.
How much wood would chop chop?
Well, let's go take a look at it and see what we might need.
Cool. He like starts to walk up towards you, and he looks. He's like, "Oh, it's a big old party in the room there, Monsieur Edouard, right? Edouard."
That's right.
Lamana. That's what.
It's Lemieux.
Lemieux.
No, just kidding. It's Lemieux.
Edouard Lemieux. That's a good name. Yes, and then Toto. Like we came here together. It was a very heroic journey. I swam and didn't die. That was I was very good. Goodness, the tales I'll be able to sing about this. I would like to I have my loot. And he gives it over to Luther, and has a seat like on the ground, like crisscross, just sitting next to a bed, just like ready to hear some stories or whatever you guys are talking about.
I'll take the loot. I'll just go over to. You said there's a desk or something in there, right?
Yeah. There's a
And
little.
I'll start looking it over and try to figure out if we can work with what it is, or if we're gonna have to go find some materials.
Yeah. So the loot. I'd like you to make a investigation check, I suppose. That might be the best interpretation.
An 8.
An 8. You're looking, and like it's a little bit wet. Like just like a deep soak to the wood, which is kind of like hard to kind of gauge. And you're like, it kind of just looks wet. Maybe if it dries, it might be okay.
I think before we can do too much of it, we need to get it dried out. Has anybody seen any fireplace or anything around we could put it by to try to speed up the process?
I have not, but there is a kitchen. Maybe in the kitchen there is fire. Out here there isn't.
Maybe we should go check the kitchen. Do you want to come with me, or do you want? I can go.
I can. I don't know if we're supposed to. Is the cook would the chef be like, "What are you doing in my kitchen?"
Well, of course, we'll just knock and ask. We're not going to just barge in.
Oh yeah, I suppose we've been a lot of barging today. It's been a long day.
It's been a very long day.
I think it might be early bed and a long, long rest.
Oh, yes, I am looking forward to this bed later.
So he has, he's like, yeah, cool, let's go.
I'll look at Eddie, and I'll just say while I see Luther kind of focusing on the loot, I'll just kind of look at Eddie and be like, "Want to go climb?"
Oh yes, yes, I would like that, but une minute, and I'll be like, before you guys go, I'm curious,
Would
fuck up, I'm gonna fuck up saying this. Would prestidigitation, would it be able to warm the loot enough to like dry it?
prestidigitation might be it would like there's a cleaning property and water's not supposed to be there, so I think it would, and I think you can actually warm an area as well, right?
You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour.
You could warm the wood, and I think
I mean,
clean is one of them as well, I think.
I don't see it, but
I might be thinking of a different one.
No, prestidigitation can clean.
oh yes, you instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot.
Right. In terms of
I
like
think so.
volume, it's definitely less than a cubic foot.
Yeah. So before you guys try that, just let me try this, and I'm just gonna cast it twice, I guess. Do the cleaning, and then try to warm it. It's not gonna be like burning hot, but it's gonna be like
Toasty.
warm.
Yeah. So you cast the first time, the water starts to like seep out of the wood, and Rabiel's eyes just open wide, like wow. And then you cast it again, and he feels like and you hear the strings going as he tried to tune it with it warped, and now it's like getting a little bit like straighter and all that. And he's like, oh, ding ding dong ding dong ding dong dong, and kind of tunes it, and then it strums a chord, and he's like, oh, it's as good as new. Edward, I don't owe a life debt because they literally saved my life, but I owe you so much.
Oh well, perhaps later, when everybody is a bit more settled, we can hear you sing a beautiful song. But right now, I do apologize to you, my new friend, Toto, and I are going to go do some climbing because it feels a bit stuffy. Big building, but I would like to climb. They like to climb.
Like the whole time, Toto was just like kind of on the railing outside the door, just like waiting to jump, just like come on.
Yeah,
So,
sounds good. Rabiel is like, Luther, are you staying here or are you going with them? I don't have anybody here. I know Gimbal, but he seems to be having a good time talking to the dwarf. I think he's selling stuff or something.
Well, I'm not much for climbing, but I was going to go take a walk around. We'll see if we can find anything of interest. Do you want to join?
Yeah, sure. So we'll switch over to the boys that are looking to go outside.
like as they're all getting ready to leave, is Gorvik still kind of like laying down on the table?
He's gone to bed, I believe, right?
I've
he
got
went
the
to bed.
door. I've got the door open. I'm just relaxing. I'm trying to heal myself up as much as I can. But if the boys, I can be convinced to go out if somebody comes and checks on me.
No, I was gonna play a prank if you were still at the table. I was just gonna like fly down, kind of tap your shoulder, and run away.
Glide by.
No, I'm in the room.
Just glide, be like, just. It's fine. I'm just gonna kind of glide through the door.
Perfect.
Just like go on the railing and just kind of backflip down and just like
Like squirrel
fly
suit
toward-
style, yeah.
Yeah.
So Edward, you see Edward, you see this, like you're like, oh, I can like climb and stuff, but he's like parkour / flying away. It's like next level.
I know. I'm very, very jealous. I'm not going to lie. So I'm just gonna like what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like basically full vertical like climb down the pole again, and I'm just gonna like be like, I'll be right there, Toto, and I'm just gonna like swing by the room, almost like a child asking a parent if it's okay to go play with a new friend. Be like, I'm going outside with Toto, bye, and I'm just.
I'll be back, Dart.
What?
Instead of repeating myself and be like bye, and then just
Was there
so
anything, Gore?
I will follow Toto.
I just
I'm
kind of
just
want to scout outside to see like what it looks like from the outside. Like where would we get a best view?
As I see
I
him-
will bring all my gear though.
Okay,
Like,
cool.
As I see him run out, I'm just gonna be like, fuck it. And I'm just gonna like put my shield on my back, Morningstar, and as he said, a kid running out to play with his friend, I'm the really tired dad just following behind. Ugh. Like, I'm keeping an eye on the kids.
Sounds good. So yeah, Edouard, you grab your gear. Toto, you're already basically out the door taking a look. There's a good clearing where the so-called palace is. There's I don't know, like 50 feet basically around it, cleared out. After that, it's like huge trees right after. And you can tell these trees go like it's almost like in the shade because of how tall these trees are. And there's almost like no branches till like pretty much the top, and there's like no trails leading away from this other than the trail you followed from the beach. So there isn't necessarily
untamed wilderness.
yeah, exactly. There's no like settlement. It's just like this building.
Okay.
I'm gonna go outside, like as they make their way outside, I'm just gonna look at them and be like, if you need me, I'll be out here. And I'm gonna go next to a tree, lean up on it, pack a pipe, and just lounge with like my head on a tree with a burning pipe, just relaxing.
Sounds good. So yeah, so you guys have the outside. What would you like to do with the untamed wilderness?
So there's no point of this castle that is beyond the trees. So
No, the trees
I'll
are like
kinda-
the trees are like 150 feet tall. Like they're stupid tall.
I'll just kind of look at Edward and be like, I mean, looking at it, we'd probably get a better view from the trees. I mean, compared to the trees, that's puny castle. Just to kind of get a better view to see what's around us. I don't know. Do you want to climb the tree or do you want to climb the castle?
Is it like the biggest tree that I've ever seen in my life?
The forest is made up of trees that are probably bigger than any other tree you've seen.
Be like, ho 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 ho, come to papa. Just gonna like do my claws and be like start climbing the big ass. I'll be like, oh yes, and I'm gonna start climbing this tree.
As you grab it, you notice the texture right away, like I described for Toto at the beginning. Your claws, like feeling it, it feels almost like a solid surface. Like it doesn't dig in. You can still get grip, no problem. You can climb, but it's like the bark is fucking hard. Like you've never seen this type of trees.
Be like, oh, and not to like copy Toto. Be like, this feels like some good wood.
Yeah. So you're climbing up, Toto. You following along?
Race, yeah.
So as you guys get towards the top, it's not a problem to climb. You guys both have climb speeds, easy. You're getting close.
What's your climb speed?
45 feet.
He fucking flies by me on that tree. I'll be like, Tabarnaki's fast.
I mean, the turn you don't move and you can use your double speed thing. Like you can kind of keep up, but like other than that,
No, I'm not attempting that shit.
I can like dash, bonus action dash, bonus with my key points. I got full key points. I can just be like, I'm not gonna use up my key points, but yes.
not to race me, who you're clearly beating before you even need to.
So yeah, as you guys get higher up, you notice like the first little branch peeking out, little branch, and the leaves are like round.
How big are the branches? I'm guessing the branches are decently big if it's this big of a tree.
I mean, at the start, they're like little, almost like twig-like, but as you go higher up, they're like more firm kind of thing, and the branches are like the size of trees you've safely climbed before. So like most of the branches, not a problem.
Okay.
And at the end of the branches, you notice that the leaves are like round and like green, but like a not like a bright vivid green, but like a more soft green kind of color. And they're definitely a different, like, it's hard to compare them to another leaf you've seen. Like, generally leaves are all the same, but this is like very round and like more like flower like, if that makes sense. Like, it's not, you're not like, oh, this is close to an elm leaf. Like, it's just unique. This is also very isolated, so probably changed.
Mm-hmm. Quite the pretty tree, this thing, huh?
So yeah, so you guys keep going. You basically make it to the top. You're like basically through some branches, and you're like peeking out, both of you essentially, and you see that the forest is wide, vast, and beyond, like basically at the horizon, you can tell that like there's a drop off, like few kilometers or miles, however you want to describe the distance. It's not silly far. Like, you could probably go one side to the other in like half a day kind of thing, and it's like a cutoff. So you can tell that's probably a cliff. That's probably a cliff kind of thing. And while you guys came up to the island somewhere else, and you kind of had to come down, and Toto, you guys came down and had to go up. So you can tell it's pretty much cliff all the way around, except that like one entrance. Further down, peeking from the trees, there's actually like it looks like a mountaintop, and at the top there's a bit of smoke coming out. Like, it doesn't look necessarily like a big gaping volcano, but it looks like a ancient mountain of sorts, and there's like a bit of steam coming out from there. And that's like the way the other end, probably a few days travel.
There's not much, but it's a nice view.
Yes, I've never seen such untouched wilderness.
Could you guys both roll a perception check for me?
Sure. I'm just kidding. That's a 10.
17.
17. So, Edwal, you're kind of taking in the landscape, and Toto, you're kind of looking around like, wow, these are nice trees. This is beautiful. You kind of notice something odd in the tree itself. You notice something like almost watermelon size, but it's like bright red, and it's dangling from a branch. And then you keep looking. Since you see one, you kind of, oh, there's another one a little bit further, and like, oh, there's another one. And this appears to be some kind of fruit growing on this tree.
Like the one we're currently on?
You haven't seen any on this one, but like every few trees, there's like one big, bright red, watermelon-sized, what appears to be a fruit growing.
Is there one like kind of not too far from me?
Yeah. At the top of the trees, the branches are almost like intertwined. Like, it's pretty dense up there. The trees are like at the ground. The trees are very separated, easy to walk across, kind of thing. But at the top, where they're touching, it's easy to cross over, especially someone with a climb speed
And a glide.
and a glide. Yeah. Oh, I fell.
Yeah.
Oh no. Just gonna mix of hop and glide over and try to look at that fruit.
As you get closer, Edwal, you see him leave. I'm not sure if you mentioned something or if you just go.
I'll just be like, ooh, what's that? And it's gonna...
Yeah, so you see him leave, Edwal. But Toto, you getting closer, you notice this has like it looks almost like a melon skin. Like, it's not like smooth like a cherry. It's more like, it looks almost leathery, if that makes sense. Like it looks a little bit thicker. But it definitely does have like a fruit-like property to it. And it's attached to the tree, and it seems to be growing.
I'll kind of just point it out at Eduard, be like, "You ever seen one of these?" I'll just kind of keep looking.
Now I see it, obviously. I'll be like, oh, that looks like one big kind of fruit. Can I roll a nature check to see if I like?
Certainly.
Does it look like something that I've seen before, just maybe of an enlarged size?
Sure. Roll a nature check.
12. Yeah, 12. No, 13. 13. Sorry.
13. From the look of it, it has the coloration almost of like a red apple, and the skin seems more along the citrus side, like a little rougher. So it's you get that it's kind of a fruit of some sort, but you're not sure necessarily where it's come from.
Mm-hmm. I'll be like, it kind of looks like a mishmash of some different fruit, but maybe you shouldn't. I know you like to eat the food there. I saw you at the table, huh? You got a big appetite for a little guy. But maybe we shouldn't eat it. It might be poisonous. Don't you put it in your mouth there? Don't you stuff it in your face?
Distraction, and Toto really wants to take it. It's just like, but he says maybe like Luther's really smart, so maybe Luther might know what it is.
I mean, I'm very curious. I mean, we could bring it to him.
Say no more, and I'll just like kind of like grab it and just jump off and kind of glide.
Yeah, you can
I'll be
tell
like-
it's like sternly like it is hard to pull off, but your full body weight basically like you feel resistance and it like cracks and you're like gliding with this thing.
As I'm holding it, I'm just gonna like hold it with my feet and then just glide, be like whee, and just kind of land.
Gliding a lot faster, I'm sure. You're like,
I move 5 feet per foot that I drop.
So you can like glide back to the palace from wherever you guys are, pretty much from that.
I'd be like, what the hell, man? Oh, jeez. And I'm just going to like climb down
slowly climb down.
So you guys are just heading back to the palace?
Yeah.
Cool. We're going to jump over to Luther and Rabiel. Rabiel's like, yeah, Luther, I'll go wherever you want. I can help you look around. I don't know. Let's take a look.
Sounds good. So leave the room, lock the door.
Yep.
I'm gonna head downstairs. I want to see if the servant guy's around.
The chef or the guy that was next to the drow lady?
The chef, the guy who was bringing the food around.
The chef is not in sight.
I'll head over to the kitchen, knock on the door.
Cool. You knock. There's a few seconds of wait, and then this is a big fucking door. It's like half. Like the front entrance was like 2. This is like 1. Like it's a big door. So you just see this guy like push, and he's like, "Oh, hello."
Hey, I'm just looking to get a bit of information. You seem to be the only one working around this place.
I mean, I came here to be a chef, and when I got here, there was an empty kitchen. I just started working, trying to make.
Oh, so you're not from around here either?
No, I'm. I got the invitation and thought this would be the best way to, I felt like I was a good chef, and maybe I could make a living out here and be top of the line. How were the beans?
They were really good. I mean, our judgment might not be the best after 2 days floating at sea, but they were delicious.
Yeah, no, they're definitely one of my specialties. I cook, and he like goes on and explains like, oh, I used to be, I worked in a bakery, and then I worked in like a bigger kitchen for a fine establishment, and like gives you like the background for his working history. And he's like, yeah, I thought like there's no time like the present to start working for yourself, and I heard from one of my patrons that there was this island and isolated and all that, and I thought if I could bring some supplies, some food, and maybe I could make a living.
That's awesome. You seem to be doing a good job, though. The living thing.
Yeah.
Did anyone pay you for the food? I didn't see anyone paying you.
I mean, I got a couple tips, but like, I haven't been on like a salary or anything yet. I think the hosts aren't here, which is odd. I really don't know. It's interesting, but like, everything's clean, so there's someone here. I don't know. It's definitely an odd situation. I just want to give the best impression I can. I want to impress everyone. I want to be the best.
I'm going to give him a gold piece and be like, "Thank you for the food."
Thank you so much. You and your group, so nice. It's Um, I mean, this is 2 gold I get from your group already. This is a lot more. Like the guy in the suit and the goth looking lady, she was really nice. She gave me a silver. But I mean, and nobody else has tipped me.
Well, I figure if no one else has paid you, I'm not too hard up at the moment, so why not share it around, right?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Was there anybody here when you got here, or were you the first?
I think I might have been the first, actually.
Have you explored anywhere else other than this main room and kitchen?
I mean, I'm not really an adventurer, so it took me like 5 trips from the beach to here, and it was like a day and a half of like, everything's in the rowboat. The boat I took to get here, it's gone. Take stuff from like, ooh, do you know how much kegs weigh? Like, I know I have some magical bags that I can store a little bit extra in there, but there's some stuff that just doesn't fit, and I have like a little trolley. Like, he points around the kitchen as like the kitchen is actually really nice. It's like a metal finish everywhere, like almost like stainless steel. You know what I mean?
Like a
very
professional
industrial
kitchen.
Yeah, very industrial. And he's like, it took me a long time to bring everything, and then the drow lady showed up, and she just she's been pretty quiet. I mean, she sits in that big chair, which is a bit weird, but like, nobody's told her to get out. Nobody else has sat there, so I think she just like, meh, I feel important, so she sat there.
Why not, huh?
Exactly.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna go take a walk around and go see if we can find anything of interest.
Yeah, no, sounds good. So you guys leave this guy be. You notice that the dwarf and Bingo Beardy and Gimbal Doobie are still having a chat. They're having a good time. The items that he tried to sell to the other guys are like on the table. They're like discussing, laughing about, and just kind of businessmen having a seat at a table sharing some ale.
All right. So there's the one big room, and then all the bedrooms around it. Was there like a hallway or anything going out from this place?
Nope. This appears to be room, kitchen. Behind the kitchen there was a door, but it seems to be like a kind of like a pantry area. And then upstairs it seems to be mostly bedrooms, or just bedrooms from what you can tell.
Well, it doesn't seem to be too much to the inside. Maybe we should go just take a walk around outside and go see if there's buildings bigger than what we're seeing.
Yeah. So as you guys start to head outside, Gorvik?
So I went outside, saw the kids climb up.
Yep.
Probably heard some excitement.
Yep.
Saw him just go by. Gorvik's gonna just take a minute, being a guy who, when he has the chance, lounges outside and relaxes.
Yep.
He's gonna realize there's no birds. There's no bugs. And he's kind of just like gonna take his bandana and like lift it over his eyes, take his pipe, clean it out. And as he cleans it out, he's gonna just like hit the tree, just like to knock out. Do I hear the same thing as Totoro that sounds hollow?
It sounds like a very solid surface, and when you hit it, it sounds how can I describe it? You have a wooden pipe that you're hitting against the tree. It feels like if you would be sitting on like a rock beach kind of thing, and like you find a big rock and you're like, it's not hollow, but it sounds hollow, you know what I mean? Like a very hard kind of
I'm gonna
thing.
look around and just I want to take my morning star, because that's weird.
Mhm.
I want to take my morning star, not hit it to damage, but like kind of like a gong, like just try to just hit it, see what it sounds like.
Okay, cool. You give it a smack, and you feel, when you hit something you shouldn't with a baseball bat, and you feel the vibration in your arm,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
right up your arm.
Yeah, so you kind of feel that, and you look at your morning star. Just in terms of flavor, it doesn't change the stats or anything, but you notice that the spike is almost like bent at the tip.
There's like a little nick.
Like it's like dulled the tip of it. And you're like, this is some hard wood. And you look, and you can tell, like, if, for example, it was a painted wall, there'd be a nick, but the paint would still be there. Like it really didn't do much. And it sounded almost like a pickaxe hitting a rock.
I want to just take a minute to scan as far as I can in the woods and listen. See if I hear anything. Rivers, water, anything aside from the wind blowing through this.
Sounds good. Roll perception check.
Here's a win.
Smack the side of the head with this big fruit thing.
15.
15. You're looking around, and you can tell that this deep into the island, the wind, especially this low compared to the trees, there's not a lot of wind. It's quite dead. You don't hear the water from here. You don't hear a river. You don't hear birds. Very quiet. You hear the kids having fun, and basically at this point they're on their way back. It's so quiet indeed. You actually hear on the inside, you hear Bingo laughing, and you hear Gimbal kind of chuckling along, and like it's actually quite quiet. There's not a whole lot going on. Almost eerily.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm picking up. I'm not, as a player, I'm not liking this. I am realizing that this utopia is too perfect. And I'm just gonna start backing up uneasily. And just like not turning my back to the forest and start going, Eddie! 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 And I'm yelling.
So on your way back, Toto, you're way ahead. But you hear the screams of Gorvik. Eddie! Eddie! And you basically fly pretty much past them unless you want to like circle back. And while you hear the Eddie screams as well as you guys are approaching the doorway. From the inside, Luther, you actually can hear it. Because it is quite quiet other than the conversation going on. You hear you hear a little light snoring kind of thing from Freya, but like other than that, it's pretty quiet in here. But you do hear the screams from outside.
I'm gonna start making my way towards the door.
The way I can describe it, like it's not full blown panic, but it's like think slasher movie where the jock realizes like shit's wrong, and he's trying to get everybody to like figure like something's up.
Like, what are you doing, man? You're not supposed to be here. And then like just keep stepping forward, like, uh-oh.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Ah!
Yeah.
Like making urgency known in the voice.
So at this point, I will say that the whole group is together along with Rabiel.
Okay.
Kind of timed perfectly to meet just outside the doors.
When everybody gathers up, I'm like,
I'm just holding a fruit.
yeah, I'm like, Eddie, you have spent time in the woods way more than I have. Listen. There's nothing.
I'm guessing if I'm listening, I'm doing a perception check.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm just gonna be fair about it. Perception.
Yeah.
That is a 17, sir.
Okay, 17. You're kind of listening. Did you roll as well, Luther?
I got a 19.
Okay, cool. You guys are both listening.
Just for flavor, I rolled as well. I rolled a 1.
Oh.
I am focused on knowing what the fuck this fruit is.
I got a
So
fruit!
they're like having this discussion. I am not listening. I'm like, what is this?
Fruit.
So, yeah, you guys listen, and you used to hear the laughter of Gimbal and Bingo on the inside, but that has subsided. You hear the door creak open, and them kind of look, because they kind of got the attention. You see the two dwarves actually together. You see Gimbal. Rabiel is like kind of getting panicked too, and they're like, what's going on? And you guys don't hear anything other than like you're looking, basically barely any airflow. It's nice, like it's not cold, but like barely any airflow. No sounds of water, no sounds of not much.
And I'm just gonna look at Eddie and go. We've spent lots of times in the woods. there would be mosquitoes. There would be some type of, even if this was isolated for so goddamn long, there is life somewhere. There are unique trees. Where are the things that brought those seeds? Birds usually drop seeds. That's my farming etiquette coming out. But like, something needs to be here, and there's nothing. There's no water flow. There's nothing. How is this so perfect? These beds are the best we've ever had. The only thing that's been a problem here is, and I look at Beardy and go, is me. Utopia is not something that is just found and handed out. Life ain't easy. What the fuck is going on here?
You Gimbal's like, you seem worried. This is a really nice place to be.
Why would they open their doors after so long and not have anything? I show my morning star and go, I hit a tree. Usually when you hit a tree, it doesn't damage steel. Something is wrong. Why is it so perfect? Where are the hosts? Why would they invite us and not be here? Why are you not? Doesn't this seem like the perfect thing to lure many powerful people in one spot?
And Bingo's like, well, some of us are powerful. And he kind of gives you a wink. Like,
I smirk at that and go, you get what I mean.
Well, he says I like bring powerful beings together. Toto's just still holding the fruit. Just kind of like closes in and like just leans back.
Are you gonna lick it? Or are you just sniffing it?
Oh,
so Gimbal's like, I think you guys are overthinking it. I'm just gonna go back inside. I don't know what the problem. And Bingo's like, yeah, I guess we're having a good conversation there.
As Gimbal says this,
Mhm.
I will just go, wait. I've talked to you. And I've heard from these people here. Your wife is, according to everybody, a handful. She will wander and she will say, I think that I heard somebody say there's someone at the door. We have had heard so many things happen. Why has she not made a peep? Because why is everything so fucking perfect?
Well, she's currently sleeping. She does do that. She's quite old. She's 460 years old. I mean, she has been sleeping for a while. Like, I'll go check on her if that makes you feel more comfortable, but
I'm just saying, why is everything so perfect? We got guys who like climbing trees. We got the perfect trees.
hey.
It's utopia. Why is nobody disconcerted at how perfect everything is? You've lived 400 years. Has perfection ever just been handed to you without a price on a silver fucking plate? Why does this not make you uncomfortable? Life has spit in your face, I'm sure.
I mean, I did meet Freya early on. That is perfection. I mean, she's a little tarnished now, but she's good. And Bingo's like, I guess, yeah.
Like, while Toto's still looking at the fruit, he just kind of like, while he's talking about like how it brings people together, and I'm like, and don't forget the dragons.
I'm just gonna go. I look at Toto and just go, and I'm gonna look at like Eddie and go like, you come. Everybody's questioning me, and I'm just looking at Eddie and like, this is too perfect.
Can you roll?
Think of it as.
Can you roll a persuasion check just to see how generally people are perceiving your?
I'm distracted.
That's cocked. Ah, fuck the in the tray. Come on, goddammit.
That 5.
It sounds kind of like when you're walking down the street and you see an old guy. Yeah, it's kind of like along those lines. That's kind of the vibe you're getting right now. So
I'm just looking.
Bingo's gonna go inside, go back to his seat. Gimbel's gonna like say bye to Bingo and say bye to you guys, and he's gonna go to sleep as well. Very long day for him. Reveal's like, is he okay?
I'm just looking at Eddie, going, "You know me. This is not normal. Every instinct in my body is on high alert."
Did he get hit in the head? He is a little bit cuckoo right now. There, he's a little weird.
I'm now slowly focused.
I'll be looking at Gorvik, and then I'm gonna like just like peek over at Reveal because he asked that question and be like, "Well, you didn't see it earlier. He did get conked on the head a few times and stabbed and slashed. It could be the blood loss talking, but he."
I'm looking
it's
at
only,
this is
it's only because I've dealt with you before. You're not too crazy when it comes to the nature talk there.
this is what I'm trying to convey. When I'm looking at Eddie, it's been shown that we have a like buddy cop relationship. This is me full blown serious, looking at you as another member of the Midnight Crows, just going like, this is desperation. Desperation going, you know, I feel something's off.
Based on your persuasion check, you're very serious, but you're like tired. You've just had a fight where you were basically like critical condition kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're having a hard time. They're having a hard time seeing how serious and realistic you're being.
I mean, like, if it makes you feel better, man, maybe when we kind of all like settle in a little bit more, you know, I can keep watch, then you can keep watch if it makes you put a little bit at ease there, or I can just, you know, you say the trees are weird, and I'm just gonna pull out my fucking hand axe that I've skinned as a like an axe for wood chopping.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna give a small whack at the tree.
See,
like,
you give a small whack, and you feel. You've probably used a pickaxe in your day, but you feel like when you hit that the metal is not really chopping into this wood. And you take a look, and again, just for flavor, the tip of the blade is kind of curled, has how you've probably seen on like hatchets that have been used to cut stuff that's probably not intentional or whatever. The tip of the blade just kind of curled a little bit where you hit the wood.
Like, well, that's not gonna do.
Okay.
I'll kind of jump in.
Cut the fruit, and because Toto's been holding it and like, cut the fruit.
Oh,
That's
no, man, I
one.
ain't doing that. And I'm gonna, because I'm like, I'm like, I didn't roll a high nature check on the fruit, so I'm just like, I don't like that fruit, so I'm just gonna hand him the axe, and you can cut it if you want. I'm gonna
Just
take
one
like a couple
swing.
steps back.
As grab it, and I look at Toto, I'm gonna go move, and I'm swinging down to cut the fruit.
I just like throw it.
So the fruit midair, fruit ninja style, you just chop it, and we're gonna cut there for today, and we'll find out next Monday what happens with these adventurers that have turned the tide. Perhaps this is not the paradise they think it is. Who knows? Maybe Gorvik is losing his mind. But we will find out next Monday. If anybody watching is not following, please follow, because this is getting very interesting. Another thing I do want to mention, we're doing a giveaway at 500 followers. We have some posters from the campaign we finished a few weeks ago that we will sign.
We're uploading.
Yeah.
We're uploading on Spotify.
They're on Spotify, and they're also mostly on YouTube, I think. I'll have to add some more. But we're we'll cut it there. Did you guys have anything to add before we find someone to raid?
I hate that you're making this a perfect utopia horror for me. I hate this so goddamn much.
Odo's too distracted, so he's like, you know what?
Okay, well, I'll find someone to rate, and we'll have a short discussion here after that we end the stream.
Oh.
But we'll raid over to Roll Positive Gaming. They're just about to start, so show some support. And again, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week, the first the first episode is already on YouTube of this. So if you want to catch up, it's a great time. It'll be episode next Monday. So yeah, thank you very much. We'll send the raid over. And yeah, bonsoir fuckers. Ooga booga.
Ooga booga.
If someone tuned in for that just specific moment, they're like, these guys are not fit for society.
Oh, even without the cawing,